28.
27.
26.
25.
24.
23.
22. 21.
20.
19.
18.
17.
16.
15.
14.
13. 12.
11.
10.
8.
6.
6. What happened to 7?
7.
5.
4.
3.
2. 1.
0.
Sorry, I was trying to get it set up so that I could start with just the most satisfying sound in the world, which is I was gonna quit drinking, guys. I was. One of y'all keeps sending alcohol to my house. I would appreciate it if you'd stop. I mean, I appreciate the gesture, but honestly, if you send it, I'm gonna drink it. But I prefer you didn't send it. And just so you guys know, it's Friday. So if you guys are paying members, you saw we had one of the paying members join the Gilded server, which was Juan, and Juan was at my house last night, and we sat out here and hung out and watched movies and shit and talked about knives. He got to handle a Grimsmo Norseman for the first time. So Juan actually worked with me for a while. So he lives just down the road, not too far from here. Which one of you is sending Mike tacos and not sending Mike beer and no tacos? I don't need anybody to send me tacos. I could literally walk to the border. I am close enough. I could probably walk to the border in like, I don't know, if I went down Briar, maybe 15 minutes. I think I took the dog for a walk one time and went down that way, and it's about 15, 20 minutes to the border walking. So Stephen Wallace is here. Cole is probably going to stop by a little bit later. We got to give Cole a little bit of emotional support. Cole was in a deep, he was in one of those deep, dark places that YouTube will drive you to when you're looking at like, I put so much work into this video and no one watched it. And I'm like, bro, you just can't look at it. You just got to not pay attention to it. Just keep doing videos. Just make another one. I do it too. I do it too. I'll look at a video and I'm like, but that video was so good. And I apologize for any noise. My wife is doing laundry behind me, and I have the garage door open because it was 97 degrees. It's still 82 degrees in the garage, even with the door open. So it's just something we got to deal with. So everyone's here. I want to show you what I carried today, but I can't because I haven't even done, I have not even edited the unboxing yet. The editing on that will go tomorrow. So that video won't even go up till next week sometime. So just so you guys know, I still have to do the initial impressions of everything that Beard of the Weirdo sent me. Murky Ocean sent me the stuff you saw in the last unboxing, which was yesterday morning. This morning, the 4 fast. That stuff all came from Murky, not Beard of the Weirdo. Stuff that Beard of the Weirdo sent me is still in a box. Now we opened it on a live feed, but we're going to do the initial first impressions because I now have carried that stuff. So I still have to edit that. And Jared sent me a box that I'm going to have to break up into 3 different unboxing videos. And there's another one coming with even more stuff. So big shout out to Jared over at Neves Knives. He has done so much to support this channel. You guys would not be getting 2 videos a day if it wasn't for Jared. I just wouldn't be able to generate the content. I don't know. I could see yes, maybe no, but to pay that much for one stone, that would be my middle ground stone for a lot of stuff. I don't know. I'd have to sharpen on one and see how I like the edge. So, oh, that is so cold. That is nothing beats a good ice cold adult beverage at the end of the day. Get out of here. There's flies and shit. So many flies. Yeah, I don't know yet. I just can't afford to drop. I just can't justify dropping $300 on a stone when I have 3 other stones of the same grit. Like I dropped a lot of money on the 8,000 grit because I only have the one. I dropped a bunch of money on the 12,000 grit for this straight razor stuff because I only have one. And I need it. But at 1,000 grit, like a $400 1,000 grit stone, I don't care how good it is. I have 3 other 1,000 grit stones. 4. I have 4 other 1,000 grit stones. Yeah, I can't pay $400 for a stone that I already have 3 duplicates in that grit. I mean, 1,000 grit edge is still just 1,000 grit edge. You know what I'm saying? And I have diamond. I have 2 diamond 1,000 grit stones, and I have 1 natural 1,000 grit stone, and I have 1 aluminum oxide 1,000 grit stone. So I don't need to drop $400 on a stone that I have 4 of. So 1,000 grit diamond edge is still 1,000 grit diamond edge, whether it's on any of those. You know what I'm saying? Like I just can't justify it. It's too much. It's too much. One of the newer paying members there, Frank joined the Gilded server. Hang on a second, guys. I'll be right back. I gotta grab this mosquito coil. Nah, there's enough of it burning. I should be good for a while. He'll send it my way for review. I mean, that's fine. Is Isabel yelling at you?
I think it's a neighbor.
Sorry, I hear somebody yelling and I can't tell because I have my headphones on. Send it my way for review. Okay. I mean, my beard hair got all tangled up. Sips Gold beers, pictures, Stone Cold. Sorry. I want to make sure my daughter's not calling one of us. So yeah, like I said, I don't know when Cole's going to come up. So I had stuff in my pocket today that I can't show you because officially it doesn't exist yet. But I will tell you that I have a Sub-Zero Deca and an off-grid knife Scorpion. And so tomorrow's video at noon is going to be Scorpion versus Sub-Zero. And so that's not what I wanted. So you guys can see, I will show you the thumbnail of tomorrow's video. Come on, channel dashboard. Content. Oh, every time with this. I'm trying to get it pulled up, guys. I don't know why this happens every time. Jesus Christ. Oh, and I got to get my app on my phone. Every time I try to log in. It's not working. Never mind. I'm not going to show you. Fuck it. Every time I try this. So every time they update Google Chrome, I have to revalidate my Google account every time. And I'm like, I'm already on it. Like I uploaded videos today. Why do I need to? It's not working. So you guys aren't going to see it. Pissing me off. At any rate, like I was saying, I had a bunch of stuff that it pisses me off when tech just doesn't work the way it's supposed to. Try it one more time. Jesus, there we go. Just, I don't know why. Every time. Like, I have to go through this every time. So this is the thumbnail. So here's the video that we're going to get tomorrow. Now I can share the screen. Share screen. Chrome tab. This one. And so I did it a little bit different. The thumbnail's over here on the right. The video is here. It's knife fight. So I did it a little bit different. I did a knife fight for this video. So it's Scorpion versus Sub-Zero. And I had not handled, I had just only seen the knives. I hadn't messed with them, hadn't carried them, Hadn't done anything with them. I just had them here and gave them a quick glance. I didn't play with the action. I didn't carry them until the video, or right before the video. I wanted to see how the pocket clips were in and out of the pocket. So I did knife fight. I gave each knife 5 minutes, and I messed with it. I messed with it in real time, 5 minutes with each knife to familiarize myself with it, and then picked a knife that I thought won after I looked at all the things put together. And I made 3 different categories. So you'll see it tomorrow. And you guys will get to see which one of the knives won. But there may be a rematch later after I've carried and used them a bit. So I think it's going to be fun. I liked it. It was fun to film. There's an intro where I edited myself into a movie. I actually did some, I was trying so hard to edit it so much better. And I reached a point where I was like, I'm not Cole over at Tristate. I'm not Cole Coomer. I am not going to cut the scenes and make sure I'm the right size compared to the characters on the screen and make sure that the scene isn't changing behind me. I'm not doing that. But I did edit myself into the movie. So what was this? Zach Big Frank wants to know, do you own any of the old Benchmade 710s? I picked up a 710 1401 the other day. I have to say it's pretty awesome. If it's an old Benchmade, it's probably pretty good. It's a new Benchmade. You should have spot a Hogue. You know who makes a better Benchmade knife than Benchmade? Hogue. I mentioned that in the video that I did today. That Hogue Deca, it's the first time I've really gotten to handle one for very much. No, I haven't. I don't buy knives. Like, here's the thing. We're at a point right now, guys, where the channel, if it doesn't come in for free, there's no money for buying. I haven't bought a new knife since I got the Norseman, and that I saved for like 5 years for the Norseman. And there was enough left over that I didn't feel guilty when I spent the money on that Reat Exo. That was the last new knife I bought. Everything else that you guys have seen goes home to someone else, except for this. Like this was a gift from paying member Winston Cobretti. So that's where it's at. If it doesn't come in for free, it doesn't come in. So like all that stuff that you guys have seen, all that stuff you've seen over the last month, that goes back to Jared here in just a couple of days. I have 2 more knives that I have to film. One of them, and I'm not sure if I'm actually going to film it. So I'm not going to make content just for content's sake. I do, content is king, and you have to make content. But the content's got to be of a certain quality. For a while, I was just like, I got to do a video about this, whether it like I could find anything good about it or if I even liked the knife or not. And it showed. They were kind of shitty videos. They're like, yeah, it's a knife, whatever. Because I wasn't into it. So from now on, stuff that comes in, it'll get first impressions, and I might talk about it. It might get shown in like one of the fast, like the 5 knives fast, or stuff like that, or the little certain blade types and things like that, which seems to be content that everyone likes. If I stick with just the steadfast, get a video, get a knife in, do an unboxing, then do a first impression, so like a first day carry, and then do a full review. If I stick to that, not everybody likes that. A lot of people don't like it. And I can prove it by looking at how much better my channel's doing now. So I'm changing the content up. There's going to be more of that stuff, kind of like what you see on Jared's channel. Like, because Jared and I have talked about it. It's like we've got to look at what the algorithm's doing so we can get the channel growing. And so those are the things that are popular. And so we're going to see more of that. I still am doing reviews, but they're probably going to be thrown in maybe in the morning on like a Thursday, and then maybe on a Saturday, stuff when it's not like the big prime time. So the 4 o'clock videos are going to be pretty good. Where's Kyle? Where'd Kyle go? Hey, what's up, Kyle? I didn't see you in there. So shush the wife. My wife knows I bought that. I came back. So she had told me, she found out about the Norseman. She was like, no more knives. And I'm like, okay. And then I came back with that Exo, and she was like, did you think I was joking? And I was like, maybe I did. I don't know. So what is the best way to sharpen a Tonto or raisel on a fixed system. I'm worried about the angle change when reclamping, I imagine, to access the tip using GS. I wouldn't. I would only ever sharpen a Tonto. I had a fixtured system, and I never once tried to sharpen a Tonto on it. Never once. I just wouldn't. Doing it by hand is the best way to make sure that you're not. I mean, there's just too many variables with like where you're going to clamp it, and if it slips and side to side. I don't like fixture systems, so I do all Tontos by hand. So I don't have a good piece of advice for you on that one. I really don't. I just don't think. I just don't think I would. Quiet Carry, the West. I don't know. I don't know what we're talking about there. Tina says he got a slip. Oh, you got a Quiet Carry slip joint. I got you. Okay. Got a slip joint. First one I've bought in a long time. I haven't bought a slip joint in a long time either. I think the last slip joint I actually bought was the, what's up, Will B? I think the last slip joint I ever actually bought was that Case Hobo. The Case Hobo that I have. I think that was the last one I bought. And I didn't buy it brand new. It was old. It was in a guy's garage. I actually went to this guy's house. He was selling a pew pew. I knew a guy that knew him, and he was like, and I went to go look at it. I wasn't really interested. It was a revolver, and I really wasn't that interested in it. I looked at it anyway, and he had it in his garage. It was locked in the garage in a drawer of his toolbox, because he had a lot of tools and stuff out there, and he had that hobo in the drawer too. I was like, well, I'm not real interested in that revolver, but it's like a Case Hobo. And he goes, oh, he said that thing. He's like, somebody gave that to me. And he's like, I don't know. I never carried it. He's like, I'll sell it to you. He sold it to me like $60. And I'm like, dude, that's a really expensive old thing. I think those things are like $150, something like that. So it's full tie with a clip and 20 CV. Yeah, that's Quiet Carry stuff is pretty good. I like the Quiet Carry. What was the one I liked? Not the first one I saw. The Quiet Carry. Shit, I can't remember. So many knives. I like the GEC. I've looked at those GECs and I thought maybe, I'd think about getting one. I've thought about getting one of those GECs. As a matter of fact, if you guys are looking for one, I think Super Steel Steve is selling a GEC Stockman. It was a Waypoint. The Waypoint. I just couldn't think of the name of it. Sorry, guys. I'm looking for something. No. Oh, hey, I don't care how much you ask. We're not watching any other YouTube videos from other channels anymore. Because guess what? I had 2 videos get demonetized because of it. I had 2 live feeds get demonetized, which means I'm losing all the ad revenue from them. And they were ones that did really well, which sucks. So we're not, you can ask all you want. We're not watching the retarded cop anymore. We're not doing any of that. We're not watching other YouTube channels unless I know that they're not, because if their channel is monetized, I can't do it. I get a copyright claim, and I just lost all the revenue from basically 4 hours of live feeds. So congratulations to that channel. They're getting all that revenue. I don't think they need it. They probably get enough on their own. Oh, it's hot. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I'm kidding. It's not your fault. I did it. It's not like you came over and pushed the buttons and then held a pew pew to my head and made me do it. You did not. I absolutely am the one that did it. I just thought it was funny to say. I'm sorry. It's my fault. It is. Dog out there. It's hot. Tina, is it still hot there? It's still 80 degrees in the garage. I'm in shorts. Barefoot, sitting in my yard with the garage door, or sitting in my garage with the garage door opener. It was 97 at 3:30, and I was in here and I was refilming a segment, and I was like, I had a fan on, and I was sitting out here because the garage doors, I had to close the garage doors for sound reasons and for consistent lighting, and so cars don't come through and interfere with the audio. And so I'm out here and it's like 85 degrees, and I'm like, good God, it's hot. And I'm trying to, you guys hear it? That's that 905. I'm telling you, like every Friday. So they just wind those motorcycles out on that stretch. So anyway, I'm out here and I've got a fresh shirt that I was putting on, and I would switch shirts because by the time I would get everything set up, I'd have to put on a dry shirt because the whole front of the shirt was just wet. Because like it says 97 degrees outside. It was at least 85, 90 degrees in here, but there was no air moving out here in this garage because you can't. What's this? Jealous. It's Florida, 55 degrees in Florida. It's supposed to get down to 60. It's supposed to get down to 63 here shortly. Let me see. So the temperature's going to drop down to, by the time we're done with this, it'll be down in the low 70s. So that is a nice thing. I'm really close to the ocean. Yeah, it's supposed to be like 60 something tomorrow. 75 at the most, but it's going to be 57. Polly's here. Hello, Dirty Harrys. Polly got me with a video. He's like, hey, check out my next short I'm going to pop up. Dickhead. He got me. He sent me a short that was just inappropriate. It was funny. It was really funny. So, yeah, Polly likes to play games. Polly's another YouTuber I talked to, but I've known Polly for years. So Cole, I talked to Cole earlier today. So he sent me a couple texts. I could tell by the tone that the YouTube, just the shit that goes with having a YouTube channel. I knew that it had jumped upon him, and he was like, "Fuck!" And he was just, I could tell he was done. And so I gave him a call, and I talked to Cole for about 25 minutes, and I was like, "Bro, just like it happens to me too. Like I get to a point where I'm just like, I'm not making another fucking video. I'm gonna shut the channel. I'm like, I should just close down the channel. I should just stop." And it always happens on the back of like that. That's, I can always tell when I'm gonna like kind of dip into some. Are you gonna close that? The air doesn't move when you do that. I can always tell when I'm dipping into a state of depression, because I have depression. I've been diagnosed with depression, and so like when I do that, like when I feel like I'm slipping off the lip of where I'm at, where I'm good, and I'm dropping into some depression, I always get really critical about the shit that's happening on YouTube. And that's usually like, that's where I feel it the most, is I'm looking at like, I worked really hard on a video and it just didn't do shit. And then I fucking, and then it turns into this cascading thing. And within a couple days, I'm just like, I'm not doing a fucking live thing tonight. I'm not doing it. I'm just fucking done. And I won't film, and I can always catch it. Like it's one of my things that I can see now, and I recognize it. And I was like, oh, well, now I know what I'm looking at. So when I realize that I'm looking at my analytics and I'm fucking feeling like the entire fucking world is just fucking falling apart, and YouTube is fucking blocking everything, and they do. But I'm just like, oh, you need to call your therapist. Call your therapist and get some of that better living through chemicals. But no, I call my therapist, and then everything's fine. What are you into besides knives? Like, what do you truly enjoy at this point right now? At this point right now, I play some video games. I don't even really do that all that much. Knives is pretty much it. Knives is my hobby. It's really hard to do anything with firearms out here in California. Like, it's hard. It's so expensive. Like, not that you can't. it's just like almost prohibitively expensive to try and go to the range. Ammunition is really, really expensive. So any of the hobbies I had, and I'm old enough and my joints are bad enough that things I would have enjoyed that I used to enjoy, like going camping and stuff like that, I just don't do them anymore. So you're pretty much looking at it. I sit here and talk about knives with you guys. PMP Big Boy, this thing is a slicing champ. So I want to address something. I had someone comment on a video and they were like, well, why did you pick that knife? You said that it was about this five super slicers. And somebody was like, well, why would you pick, like, that's the worst slicing knife. Why would you say that's your favorite? And I was like, because it's my favorite. I mean, I don't know how else to explain it. I'm not saying it's the best of the five. And they're like, and some of those knives, they're not great slicers. Why would you put up a video about the best slicers? And I was like, here we go with that. I'm only responsible for what I say, not what you hear. It was 5 knives fast, 5 super slicers. Nowhere in the title, thumbnail, or description did I say these were the best slicers. And if I'm going to pick a knife out of a group of 5 knives, of course I'm going to pick the one that's my favorite. That's my take on it. Like if I was going to pick my favorite knife, it'd be my Norseman. Is it the best knife for everything? No. But it's my favorite knife. And I'm not gonna lie, I cut up a ton of cardboard today with my Norseman. And I was like, you know what? I still think of all the knives I own, I think that this is still probably my best cardboard cutter. Because I cut down a lot of cardboard today. And it was some of that corrugated double wall cardboard. And this thing was just screaming through it. I was using this and another knife that you guys haven't seen yet. And so I can't show you. And I was using all 3 of them. I was kind of comparing. I was like, this one probably is going to be the best. And it was okay. And I was like, oh, let me try that other one. And the other one that I was using was pretty good. I mean, I think it needs a new edge. It probably needs an edge on it before I give it a final evaluation. But then I was like, well, let's break this out and see how this, and it was like, shh. And I'm like, okay, this has consistently outperformed in cutting, comfort of cutting, ease of cutting, pretty much every knife I've ever owned or had come in. There's some exceptions. There was one that I had years ago, super, super thin. It was almost like a fillet knife, and that was great for cutting down cardboard. What was this? Went camping last weekend. It was 32 degrees overnight. Glad I had extra layers. I have a sleeping bag that is it's like a field sleeping bag. It goes down. It's got the green range pack and it's got the black cold pack. And you can put one inside the other to double it up. And I think it's good to like -30 or something. That thing is like, it's like, even with just the green thin one that goes down to like 0 degrees. Like I've never been in a situation where I needed anything more than the thinner of the 2 sleeping bags. You wake up in the middle of the night, like unzipping it, you're like, good God, it's hot in here. Yeah, I do. They issued it to me and they didn't want it back. I have 2 of them. Best knife sharpener. Well, that'd be me. So Steve, you're talking to a guy that does. I do freehand sharpening. I don't use a machine. The best sharpener, I don't think any of those systems out there. The best sharpener is just you if you learn how to actually sharpen. You get so much more. You have so much more you can do with a knife on a stone freehand than you could ever do with a system and locking it in. I sharpen this all by hand, freehand, on stones. I actually had to touch it up because I cut all that cardboard up. So it got a touch up. Is sharpening same price for smaller blades? I actually have a harder time sharpening small knives. Like I won't sharpen a Reich Hummingbird for anyone anymore. I can't do it. It's just so small. It's so hard to do. It's just too, I won't do it. Like, I'm just like, no, you know what? No, I won't do it. sub 2-inch. Actually, the smaller the knife, it gets a little harder. And then there reaches a point, I think about 6-8 inches where it starts to get a little more difficult and you have to pay more attention. But I sharpened that big Bowie knife, that 18, 20-inch Bowie that came in here not too long. We got cold steel Bowie knife. So I don't know. Smaller knives can be more. I find the recurves to be pretty much the challenging ones because the way they go across the stone, you got so much better chance of it slipping off the stone and cutting yourself. Hey, let's see if Captain Echoes is back.
Hello.
Hey,
Are you there?
every day Cole wakes up and he hears this little voice in his head that says, "You can see for miles in here."
Yeah.
Are you feeling better? Are you feeling better? You in a better place now after we had our little pet?
Yeah, I took a nice long nap. It was great.
Did you?
It was good. I haven't taken a nap in probably 15 years. It was delightful.
If I take a nap, it means that I probably need to go to the hospital.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you're not waking up. It's the permanent nap is what it is.
No. It's just, the only time I take a nap is if I'm sick. Like my wife is like if I don't feel good, I don't feel good. I'm saying that all day, and then at like 2:00 in the afternoon, I was like, "Babe, I'm going to bed. I'm gonna go take a nap." She's like, "Oh, okay. This is no joke.
I called
you
911.
She's like, "Oh, you are actually sick. Never mind. I'm not. I'm sorry. I was wrong."
What's up, Adon Miguel?
So, have you gotten a Norseman in yet?
I've never touched one. No.
Fuck. I'm just gonna have to send you mine.
I know. So I have this. This is going out. I have the label printed, but I haven't boxed it up. The ProTech.
Yeah.
I'll send that out to you in the morning.
It's gonna kill me to do it, but you need to have one you can use. The problem is most people get these and are like, okay, you can do a review, but you can't do anything with it.
Right. Yeah.
I'm like, then I can't do a review.
Yep.
You need to actually have one you can use. And I was just telling everybody, I just screamed through a whole bunch of cardboard with this. And I was saying, like, even some of my other knives that historically are like this, like that PMP Big Boy, screams through cardboard. And I was like, yeah. And I was testing a couple of knives that Jared sent me, just first impression stuff, so that I could film some stuff and then have it ready to go out next week. And I was like, you know what? I haven't. Let's do it. Let's see how the Norseman does on the same cardboard. I was like. There's no contest. This thing.
Yeah. What's the blade steel?
RWL 34.
Yeah. That's another thing I've never experienced. Never had anything with that on it.
Well, I was really picky. So the guy that helped me get this works at a place where they say it's not Arizona Custom Knives because they won't hold stuff, but it's a secondary vendor. It's like Arizona Custom Knives, but I'm not calling him out. Right. And he says, "Hey, I know you want one reverse honeycomb RWL 34." And I wanted one that was old enough that it had the double stop pin system, because that means that I can change the stop pins out and not have to have him adjust the blade where it addresses the lock. So it came in. So this one is after that. So this is 1790. It's an RWL 34 and it's the reverse honeycomb. And he was like, "Are we putting this up on a website?" I was like, "No, you're putting that in a box and you're sending it to my house
right now."
We had just sold the house and I had saved for 5 years, and I was like, "This is the last chance I'm going to get one that's right in that."
Right, the one you want. When you're going to spend that much money, honestly, I don't call that being picky. Like that's just if you're going to spend that much money, it has to be. Do you know what I mean? It has to be the one you want.
It's got to be just the right one. Right. And so it came in, and he sent it to me. And he goes, "Well, you got 30 days," and he sent it to me, and he was like, He's like, it's pretty much in mint condition. And it came and it really didn't have too many marks on it. Right. And the first thing I did, like I posted up that I had already orange peeled and two-toned the pocket clip and re-anodized it. And he was like, he's like, "Yeah, you're not sending it back, are you?" I was like, no, it's by the way, right here.
So I'm excited for you to check this out, for you to critique my edge that I put on this MagnaCut, and then you can clean it up if you want. It needs that Ember touch.
Just to get rid of those little facets and stuff, like the little cloudy spots.
Yep.
Yeah. That's easy. That's easy.
I'm not going to make you work that hard. I'm just you just make it look real pretty. Cause I honestly, all things considered, I probably should have put my own edge on the MagnaCut rock wall, because they're going to keep making those, but this is done. They're never making this again from what I understand. So I went and slapped but honestly, the factory edge sucked ass on this knife. It was awful. It was unusable, completely unusable.
ProTech never has good edges.
Yeah,
they never do.
Yep, my Malibu was the same way, but I did all right on that edge. I did okay.
Always has good edges. always, without fail, there's a couple companies that just, I mean, every once in a while you get
I'm trying
a lemon.
to think.
But I know there's two companies that pop into my head that I've never had a bad edge from.
Tucson. I've never had a bad edge from Tucson. From the factory.
I haven't seen enough Tucsons. I've only seen like 2 or 3 of them really. So that's like, I'm talking like knives that I've seen a lot of.
Well, it can't be, but Benchmade. I don't know that I've ever had a bad edge on a Benchmade.
Yeah, they're fucking garbage.
Really?
Yeah, they're always asymmetrical and bullshit. And I like.
Well, I just mean as far as they will slice.
Yeah, I mean they'll
out of the box. Yeah, right. But that was the issue with the ProTech is like it literally wouldn't make it through paper. It was like completely unusable.
Fucking Riat.
Riat does an incredible job.
Money,
cash money every time.
And I would like to say We Knife Company, but I have had a couple of knives that came from We Knife Company. I'm like, that edge wasn't great. Microtech, never had a bad edge on a Microtech.
Yeah,
Never
factory
once.
Microtechs. Yeah, my LUDT, my Ultratech, and the UTX 70 were all cash money.
Now that DOC came screaming sharp, but it didn't hold that edge because everybody had just started making stuff in LMAX, and so they hadn't got it figured out. They hadn't dialed in like how fast to grind it, how much water, and how wet it needed. And so
Patina makes a good point about quiet carry too. Yeah, dude. That's kind of the worst. It's like a little tease. You're like, oh wow, what a great edge, and it lasts like 10 minutes, and you're like, wait.
After like 2 sharpenings, it was fucking. After like 2 sharpenings, it held up. Like the first 2 sharpenings, I'm like, this is. I thought I started to fall into the fake news about fucking LMAX being garbage. And it just happened.
I love LMAX. I love that steel.
That DOC is polished and scary sharp.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. Neves.
Oh shit, Jared's here. I don't have my
Mr.
bell.
Neves. The one, the only. Gerard. How are you, Gerard? I like that bell way better. What's way better than the cowbell?
That's because it's quieter.
Yeah, and it makes it's a nice noise. It's a good tone. It's pleasant.
Yeah, I would agree.
Patina said quiet carry does a good job, but I have to be honest, it's the same thing like you were saying with the old LMAX, that it just kind of that factory edge on quiet carry, in my experience, just melts off after like an hour of doing anything with it.
It's a lot of times because I don't think they're running it on a paper wheel. So companies that run their shit on a paper wheel, it's really good because they're peeling off that like wire edge, and so you've got a true edge. Bob Tirzuola, when he makes a knife, Bob doesn't spend a lot of time sharpening, but what he does is, like, if you ever go to a show and you pick up one of Bob's actual knives, you don't want to fucking touch it. I'm not gonna lie, that old dude sends out knives that are just
don't look at it funny. Don't cut you for looking at it funny, yeah.
And I'm like, Bob, he's like 120, 220. He said I set the initial angle with a 120. He said 220. He said I'll hit it on the leather just to make sure I've kind of cleaned up the thing. And he's like, paper wheel, finished it on a paper wheel. And I was like.
Jared just said, yeah, quiet carry's edges sucks. And that's the reason I've been struggling to fall in love with this knife. This Van X Super Clean, dude, I cannot. I'm on like sharpening number 3. I cannot get a good edge to stay on it.
I don't like Van X.
I've struggled with this. It's so thin. It's really nice and thin behind the edge. Like, honestly, if it had a junk edge on it, just the geometry alone should get it through paper. But it doesn't hold anything for more than a day. And it's been really bugging me.
Try leaving it at. I'm trying something with that one Spyderco I have.
I leave it at like 600. That's where it's at now, just so it can sawtooth through stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was gonna see if that.
But even then, after like a day or two, you'll start getting these little microchips. So if I'm cutting mail or cardboard, it'll start snagging after a day or two. It's really been pissing me off as expensive as this was.
That is 100% why there is an S125 or an S90V blade in my 940 and an S30V blade in this case.
Right.
Every time I've ever sharpened S30V within a day, and I'm talking about just light duty cutting, you got little
microchips. Yep.
Same thing. I would send it in all honesty.
The thinner the edge, the worse it gets.
I would send it back. Tell them, look, guys, this thing will hold an edge.
Yeah.
It's
been a few months, and I've like once a month, I'm like, all right, I guess I'll try to put peel it back and put another edge on it, peel it back probably 3 times now.
If you've sharpened it a bunch of times and you're not getting into clean steel, it's the whole thing is heat treated bad.
Yeah.
So like usually like 2 to 4 sharpenings, and you should have taken off anything that's been over burnt right at the apex.
Yeah.
And like 2.
Well, and now it's making me realize why they're one of the only companies using this steel too. Something tells me that it's just kind of a pain to work with. I don't know for sure, but I don't know.
I've never. There's some of those steels I just don't like. Some of the steels that people just rave about. Like I said, I don't like MaxMet. People are like, oh, MaxMet's great. And I was like, it's great if you want to have a specific set of tools to take to the field with you. I would much rather have something. In all honesty, I've done this before. I've went camping. And I've taken my Sebenza and I found a flat-ish piece of sandstone and sharpened my fucking Sebenza on a fucking stone in a campground. Hey, it's enough to get you by. I've stropped it on, I found a nice flat piece of rock and rub your knife on it a couple times, see if it's breaking down, see if it's actually cleaning up the edge, sharpen it on that as best you can, and then strap it on your belt and then fucking go right back to work.
Yeah. I mean, my 940 is cooler than yours.
I have one of those here.
You have a transparent knife blade?
I got a transparent knife blade. I can see it. He's
an animal. The work that guy does is just wild.
Yeah. This one is a little bit different than that blade shape. I think it's.
I just love his grind lines. I love the angular grind lines.
He does good work. It's a track. They're a track. Hang on a second. I'll give you full screen so that everybody can see it.
And this was he called this a factory second. He says it wasn't good enough to sell. I'm like, what is not good enough? That dude is violently OCD.
Yeah.
I think it had one little nick right there. It had one little nick on it. And I was like, that's the reason for just giving it away. Okay. Love this thing. That guy does wild stuff.
Jared says he likes Vanax steel, but
I've heard great things about it. And it was one that I've always wanted to check out.
I have too, but you've got to be really, really. Vanax is one of those steels. Like, okay, here somebody just said. I was just getting ready to say it. Where's it at? You need to get some Steingraber Vanax. So Alex does small batch heat treat.
Why am I still big? Make me small.
Oh, sorry.
I'm just looking at myself. I'm like, who am I talking to?
So Vanax is one of those ones that's better in small batch heat treat.
Yeah. Quiet carry.
And many.
And there's a big difference between Vanax and Vanax
5-10 knives. Yeah, I mean like 5-10 knives at a time.
Like an easy bake oven batch. Yeah.
Which the most knives I've ever heat treated at once was 6. And that was getting to the point where I was like, some of those knives I was kind of getting worried about. How long they had sat at 2200 degrees and whether I was going to have problems. And I still had to do a lot of cleanup because you start getting some weird shit that happens. The longer steel sits in a steel packet at 20. I actually had packets that welded themselves, the foil, and I had to grind them off. Like I had to grind the packets off because it just like vacuumed on and you just couldn't get it off. And I just had to grind the heat treat packet off.
You gotta get her off somehow, man.
2200 degrees is not. It's like that's like people are like 2200 degrees. Like I've been around fucking campfires. It's like campfire. You're looking at like 800 degrees.
Right.
2200 degrees. You open that oven. You're like, good God.
And you get a sunburn right away.
I honestly would come home. There was times if I'd done a lot of heat treat and I was in and out of the oven. There were times where you could almost see like a tan line from all that radiant energy. Especially if I'd done back when I used to do welding. You ever seen guys that are welders and they got like a tan?
I used to have we had welding goggles when I worked at my parents' machine shop.
Mm-hmm.
And if there was like a week where I was just on the welding table for a week, dude, it was like it was drawn on. They were drawn on my face, dude. Those perfect circles.
You look like the dude from Waterworld that's firing the 50 cals.
Yeah,
and he's like,
exactly.
Stop. And he takes his goggles off and
they're pure white. Exactly. Yeah. But my cheeks were peeling. Like a week-long job would just fry my face. And we kept this nasty because when you're at the welding table, you're grinding and you're doing all this nonsense. You're making a mess. But we had this dirty, probably 15-year-old bottle of like SPF 100 sunscreen. Didn't do anything. So
Jared says, I think they rust the edges. So yeah, you're right. They're probably not using enough water. They're not changing their belts often enough. That's one good one.
And they won't say who's making their knives either. That really bothers me.
Yeah, when you got a guy that's on the floor and he's sharpening knives, and because that belt is only good for so many knives. Like I won't sharpen more than like if I'm laying an initial edge on a knife I made, I won't do more than 2 before I change the belt because then you've got you've lost your abrasive.
Do you use
and you've
silicon
got-
carbide belts? What do you use? Yeah,
No, I
you
use
almost have
ceramic.
to.
I use ceramic.
Really?
Yeah,
Interesting.
so I buy them from, what is the name of the company? True Grit. So True Grit has these ones that they buy big.
Starring
sheets of
John
it,
Wayne
and no,
and
they cut 'em-
what's Campbell? Gene Campbell
cut-
or Glenn
they cut
Campbell?
they cut them off into belts, and so you'll get these belts, and they call them their hoggers. They're their in-house brand. They make them themselves.
Right.
So they get this big
Purpose-built.
tube. Yeah, they get this big tube of the ceramic thing, and they just cut it into a 2x72 belt. And you get them, and they're cheap. They're like $3 a belt, and so, but they work really well. But if you're sharpening, you want your speed almost to nothing, and you want a fresh belt, because as that abrasive wears off, you've lost the abrasive, and now you're just rubbing canvas on it.
You're just
And
heating up the edge is what you're doing. Yeah.
You're just causing friction.
Yep.
I forgot to like the video.
Jeez,
My bad.
Big Frank, come on, man. Come
Big
on,
Frank's,
dude.
Big Frank's one
You're
of my
better than that.
Big Frank's one of my 2 new paying members. He joined the
Hey,
Gilded
welcome.
Circle last night.
Welcome. That was Jack Black in Waterworld. Wait, was it?
I don't know.
No, it wasn't. There's
It
no
was
way.
just- It could have been. It was just some other fat dude. With
I haven't
goggles.
seen
Who
that movie in
cares?
so long. What a great flick.
I fucking own it on. I own it on DVD.
I thought you were about to say VHS Betamax. I own it on Betamax.
I have VHS tapes here still. I have
Same.
our original. I have our original wedding VHS.
Wow.
That's the most beautiful dick duster I've seen.
It was
this side
Jack
of-
Black. Get the fuck out of here,
Really?
man.
I didn't think
Yeah.
it was.
Man, what a cast. What a powerhouse mid-90s cast.
Such a horrible movie. So much
It
fun.
is. It is so bad, but oh so very
I
good.
love it.
You know?
I don't. It's. You know, there's another movie that is that bad. That is bad, and I love it. It's the Jonah Hex movie.
Oh, I have
That is.
totally forgot about that piece of shit.
That
Holy
thing is.
crap.
But I own it. I own it, and I will sit out
Is
here.
that the
when I'm
one? Is
editing.
that the one with Megan Fox in it?
Yeah, with Megan
Yeah.
Fox and
And her
Josh
sexy
Brolin.
Victorian nonsense. Yeah.
I got news for you. I'd fucking throw her up. I'd throw her a fucking. I'd throw her.
Here, bitch.
Let's go get that. Go pick that up off the yard.
Neves loves Waterworld, or does he love Jonah Hex?
Probably
Either way,
Hex.
I would be
Either way,
less
they're great.
upset if he was saying he loves Waterworld, because that's just a classic. It's a classic shit movie that everybody watched.
There is a movie that you have to look up and at least watch once in your life. When I was a kid, we used to watch Big Chuck and Little John. It was out of Cleveland, and they would play these horrible, shitty movies, and then they would have their own little clips in between, their little skits that they would run in between during commercial breaks. And they had a movie that was Doc Bronze or Doc Savage. Doc Savage, the Man of Bronze. Doc Savage, the Man of Bronze.
The title does it for me, man.
Such a garbage. It's just fun because my dad and I would watch Big Chuck and Little John. on Saturday night.
1975, man. See, I'm a purveyor and fan of the classics, you know. But I don't know that I'd call this one a classic. Wow.
Oh, it's something, all right.
I mean,
It's so I have a cooler with Coors. So whoever got me beer this last time got me Coors, the banquet beer, and Miller Lite.
the classy. Ooh, I'm a High Life man myself.
I like Miller High Life. It's got to be in bottles. Cans taste like shit.
Really?
Yeah, can't have the champagne coming out of cans. Can't do it.
I don't mind it.
I
maybe I just
get it in bottles.
I'm a
and be like,
psychopath. I love it in bottles, but
yeah. Doc Savage. Yeah, that's a good
what a
movie.
what a thing I'm looking at here. 5.5 out of 10. You know, not terrible. You know.
Oh, it's just comically bad. Like it's trying.
Yeah, I love that. I honestly
watch
love
it. And
that
you're like,
stuff.
I can't see. Like you watch it, you can't. You're like, I can't tell whether they were trying to be serious with this and wound up with a comedy, or
Right.
if they were making a comedy and knew they were making a comedy and did it as a satire to try and make it look like they were making a real movie.
Tried to make it feel real, right?
Yeah.
But correct me if I'm wrong, but is that the same year that The French Connection came out? Which is a masterpiece, one of my all-time favorite movies.
Yeah, French Connection's a really good movie.
1971. French Connection 2 came out in 75.
French Connection was old. French Connection was like on TV when I was a kid, so I know it's like before that.
Yeah. I mean, the movie with Gene.
Gene Hackman. Yeah, Gene Hackman was great.
That was like,
in that.
to me, I think that was the first movie I ever watched that had like a twist. Like, you know what I mean? Like a Shyamalan style twist. That twist at the end, man, never saw it come when I was a kid. I watched that movie over and over and over again. I was like, but I didn't know. How did I not know?
You know the one that got me? The one that got me, the first movie I ever saw that had such a big twist was the movie No Way Out with Kevin Costner, where he plays the military intel officer. It turns out he's a Russian spy.
Was that 90s? That was late 80s?
That was
early
80s,
90s?
late 80s.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I've seen that one.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody was, that's like every movie, late 80s through like the mid 90s. I feel like every other Hollywood movie was just like a courtroom drama or like a military drama. All of them. Everything.
So much.
And all the big actors were, that's like all they did. Few Good Men, freaking, and Jag was like the biggest thing on TV at the time.
Oh, and you know what? I watch those shows. Like I watch those shows. Like I watch NCIS and I watch Jag, and I'm like, I hope that everyone in the world realizes that this is not how any of this shit.
This is not real life, dude. These people have never seen the inside of a real military courtroom.
These guys haven't seen the inside of a real military base.
Yeah,
Like,
they've never held a firearm. That's for sure.
Like you got NCIS agents running down, chasing suspects. And it's like that shit doesn't happen. Those motherfuckers are like, he's running. Fucking let him. I'm done. Pass me another donut. We got donuts still in the room, but he's running. He's getting away. We know where he lives.
Hey, I got a surprise on this one. I started carrying this. Who let me borrow this? Knife Eclectic Marty. The Fox Knives Yaru has been a pleasant surprise for me.
Fox makes some good knives.
S90V, it's violently expensive. I looked it up, and I got to tell you, man, this thing screams.
Now,
this thing screams.
Once again, we have to put things in perspective because your idea of violently expensive and my idea of just a mid-range knife could possibly be the same thing.
Pushing $400 for S90V. I'm no $500. It's closer to 500, like 480.
That's pushing
this little guy.
I'm like,
this little guy. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a big knife. Like, here's a freaking. Next to the Mordax. I mean, it's not a big knife. So that's a lot of money. And it's Italian, which has always scared me. But I've been using it, and I got his permission to use it because it's so expensive. I'm always like, can I cut stuff with it?
Did it have?
And I've been loving it, man.
Did it have the factory edge on it?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, how blunt was the edge? Because I have come to this thing. I've noticed this because I have the Lion steel that is made in Italy. I have the.
I got to know. That's why it surprised me because every Italian knife I've ever handled had it might as well have been classified as like a baseball bat. It wasn't a knife.
Well, yeah, it's really blunt.
It wasn't a knife.
It's not that it's not sharp. It's just
I had to touch up the radius because it just wouldn't cut anything, and it was the factory edge. It just wouldn't cut anything.
It wasn't that it was dull. It was just like the angle was really, it was just really blunt.
Yeah. But this is like. Amazing. It's an excellent edge, and I've been messing around with it for days now, and I'm like, it just won't give up. I've been really impressed.
S90V holds forever.
It never gives up. I mean,
never. Yeah,
that's how the Drunken's been, man. This thing just won't give up, and I've been using it.
Like if I had to pick a steel and have every knife I owned in it, it would be S90 because you can put a terrifying edge on it, and it holds it forever. But
yeah, Tom Clancy movies, those are the ones I couldn't think of. They were just like 1,000 of them released in the.
So S90V is like if you're using like 14C or some other steels. Like
what's on the pimp? Is that M390?
No, this is 14C. So when you're using 14C or some of those other steels, you can feel it start to get dull. Like it gives you a warning. S90V, super sharp, super sharp, super sharp, stupid sharp. I'm fucking dull. Like there's like, oops,
it just quits.
You cut one too many boxes.
Yes, one too many pieces of paper there, pal.
You have reached your limit. You now must start again. And,
Judge Dredd, masterpiece. And I love the reboot. I love the reboot of Dredd,
but it didn't do well, and people are saying it's not going to get another shot. Like it was supposed to be a sequel, and they're like, yeah, they didn't do a good job with it. And it's like Priest. The one with Keith Urban when he plays the vampire and you have the guy that plays the priest and he's chasing the vampire. Great movie. I was waiting for a sequel and they're like, oh, there won't ever be one. And I was like, why is it that
Dredd was a little, it didn't do well because it was brutal. The reboot was
Yeah.
fucking brutal.
I loved it.
Like people
Loved
getting
it.
sawed in half. It was nuts. I
Yeah,
love
no,
that.
I loved it. It's like,
But then you
throw that
look at
bitch
like
off the
John
roof
Wick,
again.
and we're 3 movies deep. I feel like if Dredd had come out, last year or the year before,
Yeah.
there would have been 3 movies.
yeah.
But it was too early. It was too early, and people, for whatever reason, people weren't ready in 2009, 2010 when it came out.
Comic book movies haven't been doing that. And like the Marvel stuff did okay for a bit.
They're
Now
making
shit's-
plenty of money, I promise.
Well, their shit.
Well,
their
it's
shit-
the Avengers thing. The Avengers thing ended, and now they're just kind of like, okay, fuck, what do we do now?
like, here, shit in your hand and throw it on a wall. There you
Yeah,
go.
right.
We got
Yeah.
a movie.
Throw a dart at this map, see what happens.
Yeah.
Boondock
it's,
Saints 3, Kyle, that's never happening, man. I love those movies when I was a kid.
the second one didn't need to happen.
We
They
convinced
should've
my
stopped
dad.
at the
My
first
dad
one.
didn't know what they were. We convinced him to buy the first one for us on DVD when we were kids. Back in the Blockbuster days, they were doing like a going out of business sale, I believe. And I was like, get the Boondocks movies. He's like, sure, buddy, why not? He had no idea what he was in for.
My mom bought my sister and I 2 movies. She bought us 2 movies and they were shared. It was a shared gift because, well, we were kids. So you got to remember, like, I'm going to tell you the 2 movies and you're going to like, Jesus Christ, this is forever ago. And so she's like, I'm buying 2 movies. And
Yo,
she's like,
fuck.
I don't, because no joke at the time. If you bought a movie, you were paying like $90 for a VHS tape.
Oh yeah,
Back in the day,
expensive,
they were
dude.
super
Even
expensive.
blank ones were like $40-$50. It's
Well,
crazy.
and blank ones to record off of were like 12, if I remember right. But at any rate,
Well, that's why
so-
everybody taped their TV.
Yeah. So my mom bought 2 movies and we had to share them. One was the original Batman with Michael Keaton,
Ooh,
and the
baby.
other one was
Classic.
Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
With who's the lead in that?
Kevin
Help.
Costner.
Costner. Okay, that was
Kevin
pretty sure.
Costner.
It's only
And
been
we-
played. That character's only been played by every actor ever.
So we watched both of those movies until they went bad, and my mom was like, "What?" And we were like, "Yeah, we need another copy of Batman."
yeah,
And she's
dude,
like,
I'm
"Well,
amazed.
at least they're like $19 now." And so we watched that. Like, I own that movie on Amazon. I've probably watched that Michael Keaton Batman movie 1,000 times.
It's a great.
I watch it at least
It never
once a
gets
week.
old. And
I
I love the
literally watch it at
follow up.
least
I
once a
love
week.
the follow up. Batman Returns was excellent with DeVito and freaking.
Mhm.
Oh, great.
The other ones were fucking horrible.
Which all the
the
basically
ones
everything
with-
after
The ones
Returns.
with
Yeah.
Val Kilmer and the 2
Jim
that had-
Carrey as the Riddler was great though. You
Yeah.
have to admit,
You
Jim
ha-
Carrey as
yeah,
the Riddler
well,
was
that's-
amazing.
That's because they basically like,
We need you to save this piece of shit.
where did you put your script? And he goes, "That script sucks. I'm doing it live." I'll
yeah,
just do
yeah.
it
Wiped
my
his
way."
ass with it and lit it on fire. Is what he did.
And then, yeah, so you know that. Why do I smell candle? Did Isabel light a candle?
House is on fire. Get out of there.
Well, we had a house fire when I was a kid, and so anytime I smell something that's burning that's unusual, I'm like,
Yeah. Yep. I lit myself on fire once, so I'm the same way.
so
do you have there?
this is the Buck 119 special, and I wanted to bring this up because someone here in my chat was shitting, and granted, you should shit on those knives
Shitting?
that I ordered. They
Which
were
one do you
shitting on
shit? Which one you took a dookie?
420C. They were shitting on it, and they're like, 420C, it's garbage, it's fucking horrible. And I'm like, I'm going to disagree. 420C on those frost cutlery knives, yes.
Yes,
Garbage.
because who knows what it is at the end of the day, or what it's just not even heat treated. Honestly,
420C on this, fucking amazing.
yeah.
Hollow ground, good heat treat. Stupid.
I have a Stedman. I have a Stedman in 440C, and I put like a 15 degree on it.
Wasn't that
and-
that was Oprah's husband's name, Stedman. That was
Stedman.
that was that little lap
Little lap
dog,
dog?
dude. Yeah, that
Good
she drug
boy.
around and she drug around until she got really rich, and she was like, "Fuck off, I need somebody else."
Yeah, yeah. Either eat mama's ass or get out of here.
Mama's getting her ass eat tonight. Oh, she had chili.
This thing, man, it's like a screaming edge and just hasn't really. I've treated it like a beater. It's a great little knife. Well, it's not little; it's a giant. But
That's not a big knife. I've seen them. You're like, that's a giant knife.
dude,
I'm like,
well,
"It's
for
really
me, I mean, there it is next to the. It's bigger than the Mordax. The Mordax is a full size knife. Look, I'm not a mountain of a man. I'm a tiny little
I'm just
insurance
trying.
agent.
I want to put it in reference for me. Where's my Mordax?
For daily carry, it's on the large
So
size.
my Mordax is in here.
No, it's not.
It's
Get out of here, dude. Get the fuck out of here. I always forget how large of a human being you are. It's ridiculous. It's not even. You shouldn't even be a real person, dude.
My Mordex is in my hand.
Like I can't even pretend. I can't even look how much is sticking out. I can't.
I shook hands.
It's a two-hander. This is a two-hander here, pal.
I met a dude the other day, and we were talking. And he goes, "Oh, I've seen your YouTube channel." I shook hands with him, and he looked at my hands, and he looked at me. He was like, "Good God, your poor fucking wife."
Please don't hurt me.
He's like, "Your poor wife."
That's why the Japs loved you so much. Oh, big tall man. You're you're an actual comic book like character. I'm not convinced that you're a real person.
My father-in-law and I were walking around the shopping mall. Japan is still a cash and carry. There's not a lot of stuff you can do with a credit card. You can't pay bills online and stuff like that. So he was paying.
And a lot of stores just won't. They'll take like one random card, but it's not the one you have.
And it's never the one you have if you're American. So my father-in-law, and here's the thing, you can drink in public in Japan. So my father-in-law I go to the shopping mall to pay these bills. And he's like, "You want to come?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." And so there's a grocery store on the first floor. And he's like, "Well, they're not open yet." So I walk in and I had a bunch of cash and I buy a bunch of beer, and we're walking around the shopping mall drinking beer.
Just so like a sixer under your arm, or like a case under your arm?
I had it in a bag. Yeah. We bought a 6-pack. Actually, we bought 3 tall boys each.
There you go. That's the way to do it in Japan. You just get one. You just get one big one.
Just walking around. And so we're walking around. I realized my father-in-law is looking at me, and he was like, and I'm like, "Dosta, papa?" I was like, "What's wrong?" He goes, he's like, "You are really tall." And I was like, He's like, I was like, "Tabun choto sense takai." He's like, "Chigau yo. Mire, dare mo inai anato no senshi. Onaji." He's like, "There's no one as tall as you."
Yeah, ever.
Like, not
the whole prefecture, dude.
And he's telling me, he's like, "I don't ever worry if we go somewhere that I'm not going to find you. Like if you get away from us and we're like, oh, we got to go."
You don't even have to raise your hand. Yeah, you don't even have to raise your hand. Just stand up. We'll find you.
So when he came, he got to meet some of my friends, and like Elliot's my height. Actually, Elliot's taller than me. Chris at Fair and Forge is my height. Some of my other friends from the military are my height, and he's like,
making me feel awful small. I blame the drugs. They stunted my growth as a young man.
He's like looking around, and he's like, "My God, they're all giants." And I told him, it's like, because we have access to milk.
Yeah, we drink dairy, papa.
Yeah,
strong, big, strong bones.
But yeah, no, the Alex Steingraber, I sent him a link to the video where I had the shark, and he was like, I told him, I was like, "Oh, here it's 6 minutes and 3 seconds. I'm talking about the shark." And he goes, "Oh man, thanks. That's because it's a good knife. I really like it."
It's a really good looking knife, dude. Yeah.
And so he and then it goes, "Thanks, man. That's great." He says, "And Jesus Christ, how big are your fucking hands?"
Well, pull a dinner plate out and double it.
I measured it for you. It is 10 1/4 inches from the tip of my thumb to the tip of my pinky. 10 1/4.
I don't know where my Hey, I found a book that your wife wrote. Your wife wrote that one. Where is my tape measure? I was going to measure mine. Oh, I can do it with this tiny ruler. Okay, here.
Is that a 6-inch machinist rule?
It's a 7-inch, yeah. It's about. I mean, it's about 7.5, 8 inches, maybe 7.5. 7.5. I mean, I need a bigger ruler if I'm being honest, but 7.5. Called 7.5.
I mean, if you measure it from the bottom to the tip, it's all.
If you measure from the taint, yes, right, yeah. If you measure from the butthole to the tip.
So that is.
You should have played NBA.
That is right at 10. So
nonsense.
On this one, it's.
You got
right
a good 3
10.
inches on me, pal.
I'm also like 6'3", 6'4".
What size shoe do you wear? 18s?
12 double E's.
Okay, so I have giant feet. I wear 11s, 11.5. For as small as a human being as I am, my feet look ridiculous.
That way you could be like one of those signs in the wind.
Yes, yeah. I'm more like a waving inflatable tube man. That's kind of my shtick.
Okay, once again, so that this is out in the public, I want one of those at my funeral.
A waving arm inflatable tube man?
Yeah, there's a whole laundry list. Like my buddy Tino knows. I'll
Should
make
we get
sure
a
that
bounce
everybody-
house too? Should we get a bounce
No,
house
no,
too?
Here's the deal. So I'm gonna have the flailing arm man with a sign that says funeral. There's going to be as you
Like
come
balloons. Have like balloons.
in, black balloons, and so when you come up and the casket is there, they're gonna play the Jack in the Box, like round and round the Mulberry Bush at increasing speed with the coffin closed.
Okay, we got to spring load it. Nitrogen
No,
gas
it's just not
canister
gonna
that
happen.
blasts the door up.
It's just not going to happen.
Just
And
to
then,
build anxiety. I got you.
then as someone is doing the eulogy, one of my friends has to dress up. Like I can't. I'm not sure if I want to do it at the gravesite or I don't know if I want to do it at like at the church or at the gravesite. One of my friends has to dress up like the Grim Reaper with a bouquet of black roses.
Just
and
have him
throw
hiding
them
behind
over
a
his
tree
shoulder.
at the funeral.
He shows up and he throws it. You know how the bride throws the
throws it over the
bouquet?
shoulder. Yeah.
So the Grim Reaper shows up and throws a black bouquet over his shoulder, like you're next. Like all those things have to happen
Beautiful.
at my funeral.
Beautiful.
I don't want my funeral to be
Your
a
poor
parade
wife.
thing.
Your poor wife. Laser
wife.
tag in a graveyard. Wow, that sounds like an evening funeral. Laser tag in a graveyard. Good luck getting the liability form signed on that one.
I think the drunkest I ever got in high school was in a funeral, or not in a funeral, but in a graveyard. I think the drunkest I ever got in high school was in a graveyard.
Drunkest I ever got in high school was in my own backyard because we were always the ones hosting the parties.
Well, we had this. There was a legend about this lady where she was a witch and they'd cut her head off and they buried her head separate, so she had two tombstones.
Probably legit. Probably not a legend. It's probably
no. What happened? What happened was that they had moved the grave sites and her stone got damaged, so they made a new stone. And it just got left on the old fence, and they just never finished the project. It was I can't remember the name of it, but that we were out there, and everybody was like, "We'll go out there. It's all haunted and shit out there at the old abandoned church, and we'll see if we can see Satan." I'm like, "Who's got beer?
Yeah,
I'll go."
Can we get alcohol?
Right. We have alcohol because I don't believe in any of this shit.
Right. Maybe you get me drunk enough, and I'll think about it.
I drank a bottle and a half of my dad's elderberry wine and some Yukon Jack, and I rode back in.
That's
the
a good
trunk
mix. That's a good mix.
I rode back to my buddy's house in the trunk of my own car because I was too drunk. I had fallen in the trunk, and they were like, "Come on, dude, you got to get up." And I was like, "Nah, man,
Just
I gotta sleep. I'm not gonna just close.
Wake me up
close
before
the
you
trunk.
go.
Just close the trunk and just take us back to the place." And they're like, the back seat would come off real easy because I had like run a bunch of speaker wires and shit for my fucking speakers. And so the guys were lifting the back seat up and checking on me and passing me cigarettes and shit. I'm like, "You okay back there?" I was like, "Yeah, just give me another cigarette. I'll be fine."
You're like in a little bird's nest of speaker cables.
I had a 78 Chrysler Baron. You could put it was a hitman's car.
You could have slept 4 in the trunk, right? Yeah.
Bro, I slept in the trunk of that car so
like
many
a California
times.
king. Yeah.
No, me and my girlfriend would like sleep in the trunk when we would go places sometimes because it was so big that if we went out somewhere, I would just lay a.
That's a rough day if the car gets stolen while you're sleeping in the trunk, though. That is a rough day.
Somebody closes the trunk and you're out at the beach and you fucking wake up the next morning. It's so hot in here. What the fuck? We're gonna die.
This was before the safety release inside of trunks.
I had broke the clip for the back seat, and all you had to do was get up under it and you could lift it right out.
Yeah.
Just pick it right out. So yeah. Bro, like I was talking with my buddy Juan. He's one of the paying members. He stopped by here last night. We got into Jazz Cabbage, watched movies, drank some of the beer that one of you ever so kindly provided me for free. I want to say
I'll
it
take
again,
mummification for $3,000.
I really appreciate whichever one of you guys is sending alcohol like every Thursday or Friday. Like for the last month, I have gotten a 12-pack or a case of beer.
That's magical.
To my house.
That is a true supporting human being right there.
I appreciate it, but I am going to quit drinking. So you can stop because I'm quitting drinking for a while because it fucks my guts up after that diverticulitis. Like my guts hurt.
Just like your fingers fuck your wife's guts up.
Hey now.
Well, no, just because your hands are so big, and I'm assuming she's a small Asian lady.
She's resilient.
She's flexible.
I'm
going to hell. I'm sure your
I
wife is
have
a sweet
every-
lady.
See, like Chuck, it's like you need to quit drinking, Emler. I'm like, bro, like it's not like I have a problem.
What if it's
drinking.
yeah?
I
What if
just
it's
have a problem that I'm not going to waste something that somebody sent me. My wife's not going to drink it. That's why I had Juan come over. I was like, Juan, come over, have some of this beer.
help me, Juan?
Help me. So stop sending booze to my house.
It's probably it's either watch it be chuck it. He's like, quit drinking, Emily. You're costing me a fortune, man. How are they sending it? Are they like flat rate boxing it?
No. So it's coming cold. It's either Uber Eats is coming.
Like Go Puff or something like that.
Drizzly, it's been Uber Eats, Drizzly, but there's a 7-Eleven like right around the corner from my house, and somebody's ordering from the 7-Eleven, and it comes, bro. If you order beer from any fucking delivery app, use the 7 Now app. I'm going to tell you right now, the stuff that has come with the 7-Eleven
Here in
bag,
Ohio, we don't have all that. We don't even have 7-Elevens in Ohio.
fucking, it is the coldest fucking, like it's actually bad. Like I put it in the refrigerator and it warms up. That shit comes like damn near frozen. Like the guy delivers it and I'm like, I'll pull it out and I'm like, God, it's like uncomfortable to hold.
It hurts. It hurts.
It
Where's my
hurts
koozie?
hand. Where's my koozie?
Where's my beer sweater at?
I think I know who it is now. Honestly, it's either one of the subscribers, like one of the paying members, and they're doing this gag now that I've told them I don't want them to, or it's my buddy that just transferred to. He just transferred up to where the Navy War College is. He's working security up there, so it's either him
UDF,
or
UDF for the win, baby. Founded right here in the glamorous city of Norwood, Ohio.
UDF. What?
United Dairy Farmers.
Oh,
they started as an ice cream joint, and then they needed a place to sell their ice cream, so they made gas stations.
I'm going to show you the most important thing about having one of these microtechs. If you happen to hang out with a bunch of sailors who like to party, the only thing I've ever used this for is punching a can to shotgun it. It's the only thing I've ever used it for. Is to punch the top and the side.
Perfect. That way you don't dull your edge.
It's
magical.
It's better than your car keys, all that. You just punch a hole in the top or punch a hole in the side and punch it right in and then you just drink it. Shotgun.
That's an intense, which microtech is that? That's an intense glass breaker.
That's an old 2015.
Is mine that
Ultra
crazy?
Tech. No, yours has probably got a round ball on it. They switched to that because everybody complained that when you would bend over, it would poke you in the belly fat.
Yeah, mine's got the little dingleberry on it.
And my UTX.
Also, this is for sale. Somebody buy it. Somebody buy this.
My 85 has got that. Or 80.
Hey, we're
UTX
twinsies. We're twinsies. Look. What do you got? The Gladius blade on that thing?
Spartan. But this is the 85. This is UTX 85.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, please forgive me.
Excuse me. Why, mommy? Did you fart? My favorite moment of being a parent at Olive Garden with my daughter and my wife.
Olive Garden brings the worst out of all of us, man.
And my wife burped, and we were in this crowded restaurant. My wife likes the salad and soup. We'll just go and get salad and soup at
unlimited,
Olive
baby,
Garden.
and breadsticks. Load me up.
And my daughter will get she'll just get like the Alfredo noodles. This is when she was younger. Anyway, we haven't been there in years. But at any rate, so we're sitting there, we're eating soup and salad, and my wife burps a little bit, and she goes, "Oh, excuse me," and my daughter, top of her lungs, as loud as she could say it in a crowded restaurant. The second my wife goes, "Excuse me," she goes, "Why, mommy? Did you fart?" And I'm like, I literally blew mussels. I was eating mussels in butter
across
and
the
I
table.
blew mussels like for an hour. I had like a fucking oyster in my nose. I'm like, it's all the way.
Oh, that's the worst. Oh, that's the
I
worst.
can't get it out. It's like I got food in my nose.
That makes my eyes water just thinking about it, dude. Ugh.
Yeah.
Been there. Been there. Yoda's in the house. What's up, Yoda? Also, Lonely Stacker, I emailed you back. I'm sorry I missed your email. Please forgive me.
Did you get the DM from Lacey? She was having a problem with some editing.
Yep.
I would have loved to help her. I was like, you know what? I'll just send Cole a text and let him know.
Yeah. I'll pass this along to tech support for you.
The tech support.
I should just change my channel name to EDC Tech Support. There you go. Problem solved.
So I have this weird thing that happens, and I don't know. So sometimes my videos will have echo on YouTube, after I've gotten rid of it and I can't hear it on my computer through headphones or on the TV. And when I upload the echo comes back. But there's videos that I will watch on my computer and over headphones and hook the HDMI cord up. And I'm like, okay, I've got echo, but I just can't do anything about it. But when it plays on YouTube, no fucking echo. I'm like, something's happening with the way YouTube is rendering the audio. I think I fixed the. I think I sent you a picture of it. I literally took a towel rod and 2 fucking step ladders and a bunch of towels, and I hung them up in front of where I filmed for when I'm filming.
Oh, because you're in the garage.
And I got them wet. Dude. Yeah, I got them wet.
Yep.
I got them wet, and then I put towels over top of the TV so that glass screen. So I'm doubling up. I got the TV covered with fucking towels, and then I have damp towels right in front of me. No echo. None. Great.
Yep. I mean, there's so much. So I have this big shag rug that covers, because we have hardwood floors. So it's this big decorative like shag rug all over the floor. Big piece of fabric here, the big piece of fabric there. I have sound treatment foam everywhere to kill the echo in this room. And I'm probably going to hang up more like this stuff in between the 2 posters right there.
Yeah.
You can get a big box of that shit and you could cover every square inch of that garage for $100.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take Jared up on his offer of sending me some sound blankets, and I'm just going to hang sound blankets up. Here's the thing. Like, I like this place and I don't want to fuck this place up because I have a really, really nice, my landlord is fucking amazing. Like, I forgot to pay the rent. Today is what?
Sorry.
Today is the 8th.
Whoops.
And he called me. He's like, hey, Mike, I don't mean to be a bother. I'm like, what's up, Rudy? And he goes, did you send the rent? And I was like, no, guarantee I didn't. He goes, it's cool. Just let me know when you send it. And if I don't see it by Monday, I'll let you know. And I was like, appreciate it. And he just like that. And I was like, man, Rudy, I'm sorry. He goes, no.
Yeah, that's like, good. That's how our old landlord was. He was the best.
He's like, every time I come to your house, he's like, he absolutely understands like how many hours go into what we do. Because every time he's been here, he's like, okay, I want to come in and try and fix that door. And I'm like, okay, well, we have to do it between the hours of here and here, because I'm filming and editing, and then I have a live feed here to here. Yep. And then I'll be filming and editing until probably 2 a.m. And he was like, he came over to one time and he goes, you weren't joking. Like you really, he's like, I was out here because he has the neighbor is like one of his best friends. And he's like, I heard you like recording, and then I heard you like, because the garage door was open a little bit because it was hot. Yeah, it was day before yesterday, and he was like, I hear you recording, and then cursing. Goes like, God damn it, that's not what I wanted to say. And then I'm re-recording the same thing. He's like, it was 11 o'clock at night. You were still recording at 11 o'clock at night. He's like, you're seriously when you say that? I was like, yeah, it's like 16, like right now, so I can try and get ahead so that I can take some time off. I got to work on the car. I got some shit that I have to do.
Yeah, spring's coming, dude, and I'm like, God, I gotta get ahead on videos, man. Yeah, because I'm gonna be busy.
I meant to mention this at the very beginning. I'm gonna make an announcement if it happens. I may have to take a few days, like a week or two, and just take like a spring break because my car. I need a new serpentine belt in my car. The compressor went bad for my air conditioner. It was 97 degrees today, and I had to drive. I had to fucking start the car.
Must be nice. It was like 40 here.
I had to get in my car and go pick my daughter up from an ice rink. It was 97 degrees, and my air conditioner wouldn't kick on for like the first 30 minutes of my drive.
Fun.
I smelled like a gymnasium locker room by the time I got to pick my kid up. And so I've got to get that fixed. I'm gonna do the compressor myself. My neighbor and I are gonna do it. But like the fact is, like I've got stuff that I have to do. The headliner has been hanging down in my car for like 2 years, and I would like to be able to drive with the windows down.
Thumbtacks.
I did that, and it's like to a point where like even now it's just like
double-sided tape. You'll be fine.
There's a guy down the road who'll do it for like $50, but I got to get the alignment done, and I got to get the tires rotated. Just shit that I have to do, and I'm just like in this garage like 18 hours a day, 6 days a week.
Yep. It takes a minute, man. It takes a long time. Well, I told you about the conversation I had with the guy on Instagram today. And he was like, hey, I saw your videos do really well. And he was like, how much money do you make? And I was like, well, let me be honest with you. 20 to 25,000, $200 for the Ultratech. It is in the original box, M390, Tonto, factory edge.
Go into our Gilded server, because I gave you access as a perk to the guys because everybody loves you. You are one of the only people that's not a member. Put it in the knife chat, in the knife trade. I mean,
Will do. I've been
that
trying to
way
sell it for
everybody can see
ages. Nobody wants it. Nobody wants my microtech Tonto. But anyway, the guy was like, "How much do you make?" And I was like, "I'll be honest, 20 to 30,000 views a month will make you 60, maybe $70 in ad revenue." And he's like, "So not worth it." And I was like, "Honestly, probably not." It's a grind, man. It's a grind.
I've been lucky enough. I told you that now with my retirement and my VA disability and what I'm making on YouTube, because I'm at like 180. Well, actually, I'm probably well over 200% of my normal views. The way everything's been going and with memberships and all that, we're kind of breaking even. This is like the first month in a long time we're breaking even.
Yep.
Like what came in went out, but nothing came out of our savings. And it's the first time in a long time I've been able to say that. And it's like a light at the end of the tunnel. That's what I was telling you. Like, you were looking at it like it took me 4 years to get to 1,000 subs where I was monetized.
That's the other thing. That first, I did it in 9-10 months, which is crazy. And then I did the next 1,000 in like 5 months. So the growth is been amazing. It's just, it's hard not to compare yourself to the other channels. You look around. You can't.
Like, the whole thing is like your channel is going to do well with some people. My channel will do well with like, well, we all know the people that watch my channel.
Yeah, scumbags, all of us.
But no, I've got. You should do okay. So you should do some high production videos on that DOC and a couple of those knives I sent you.
It's one, that one and the Migron for sure will get the full treatment. Just because the Migron's like the world needs to know about it. It's too good to not tell the world.
I have one of the high end Migrons. So I sent you a budget Migron. I have one of the high end Migrons, and I'm not glad I pulled it out. And I was like, good God.
Is it good?
Oh, it's so good. I'm like,
dude. And they do OEM work too. So if I ever get my design where I want it, one of them where I want it, I might call them because just the build quality is outrageous. And their price point. Something tells me their pricing for like prototypes wouldn't be that bad.
What's this? Lonely Stacker says, Mike must have been doing knives well before I decided to get back into knives 2012 to 18.
He's been doing it for almost 9 years or something like that, man. He's been doing it since I was in high school.
That's okay. How old are you now?
29. So I was fresh out of high school when you started.
Okay. So let me bring this to your attention. I have a son that is older than you.
That's crazy. I did not know you had a son that old.
We don't talk about it too much. I joined the Navy when I was 17. He was a boot camp leave. Oops, baby.
Like,
oops.
Shore leave. Shore leave will do it to you. It's a dangerous.
I mean, I guarantee I've got more of them. There's probably a lot of blonde haired, blue eyed Asian kids running around, fucking all over Southeast Asia.
Yeah, they're all. just go to Asia and just look for the tall kid. It's probably yours.
Never seen a really tall, really fat Chinese guy with orange hair? You don't see those.
Oh, ni hao. Brutal. Did you ever handle one of these? This TRM Shadow?
Yeah, it was my knife of the year
Really?
Until it was my knife of the year last year until Jared sent me that 3.5 inch the Hinderer 3.5 inch flipperless.
I think I hurt TRM's feelings because of my Instagram post today. They privately messaged me. They're like, "What don't you like about it?" And I was like, "Well, it's just a personal preference thing." I was like, "It's insanely well made. Like this is one of the best made American knives I've ever handled." But you have giant hands. Keep that in mind. For me, between the springs being really, really soft and the thumb stud placement, reverse flicks are really awkward. And it's not a very satisfying open, but the closing action is just unreal. It's all so smooth and so well put together.
Read this comment.
Asians with massive hands and an attitude running around cussing in Chinese. Find him. He's 6'6". He's got a potty mouth. That'll slap your grandma around.
You want to hear something scary? I am the shortest adult male on my mother's side of the family.
That's fucked up.
I got a cousin that's 7'2".
So basically Yao Ming is what you're telling me.
None of us can play basketball. Like none of us. I can palm a standard size basketball and just like throw it like when we used to play dodgeball when it was raining during fucking gym class. Like I would get the ball and people were like, oh fuck no, because I could get one of those dodgeballs. I could get a volleyball. Like I'd fucking palm a volleyball, big ass long arm, just sling that thing like a shotgun across the fucking. But I can palm a standard size basketball.
You could probably pick me up by the top of my head. I bet you.
I can't play basketball to save my fucking life. None of
That's so funny. You would have been an all-time great. So one of you would have. You could have figured out how to dribble, the basics, the fundamentals.
I got good enough at shooting. It was ball handling. Like I just couldn't. That's funny.
You used to walk right into that one, man. I'm not even going to say anything.
It was getting up and down the court without fucking traveling that I just couldn't fucking do it.
You just have to chuck it in the half court.
I'm like, fucking throw the ball.
You're dragging your knuckles on the ground the whole time.
Adler, just run down there. We're gonna pass the ball to you. I can fucking hit three pointers. I just don't have the coordination to fucking like walk and chew bubble gum. I just can't do it.
That's what my wife says. She's like, dude, I don't know how you breathe and do anything at the same time. I can't do anything. If I'm doing anything, I can't do anything else.
This is pretty much what I was describing.
Yeah, that's what I was imagining. Was literally just like your arms touching the ground while fully stood up. That's what I was imagining. That's what I mean. You're a cartoon character. You're not a real person. I'm convinced.
I love it. I love when I took a video and I'm going to post it up on the Gilded server. It's just long and posting a video to the Gilded chat. It's one of my paying members. He's here and he'd never really got the handle like a high-end knife. Like he's he does construction. We worked at the same company for construction for a while.
Yeah.
And he's playing with some of the knives that Jared sent me. And, he was getting a preview because he was here and I've already filmed some of it. And I was like, yeah, but have you felt, and he takes this and he's like playing with it. You see him go, Jesus Christ.
Take
and he takes the knife in his hand. He's like, puts it down and he goes, what the fuck? And he's like, wrist. I was like, you don't need to use your wrist. Just like use your finger. And he goes, what the fuck?
Just touch it. You just tickle it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Look for the knuckle tattoo that says sharp.
Sharp. Oh God. your daddy, very sharp man, very tall, very sharp.
Again, I love when so my daughter and wife were like, why are you yelling? You're always yelling at us. And I was like,
I'm just loud.
That's exactly. I was like, I'm just loud. I've never yelled at you guys.
My wife says the same thing. She's like, why are you always yelling? And I'm like, this is just a normal volume. I'm sorry.
So
I'm not mad, I promise.
So we were at the ice rink one day and there was a little boy. Yeah, there was a little boy that was harassing my daughter and she asked him 3 times to stop and she comes off the ice crying. And I was mad. And I was like, who did it? And she's like, that little boy over. And I was like, I know his name. And I went and I stopped at the entrance to the ice and I yelled this kid's name. I was like, get over here. I yelled his name.
Billy.
And like everybody in the ice rink went silent. And this kid comes over. I was like, if my daughter ever tells you to leave her alone and you don't do it again, I'm going to beat the shit out of your father. And this guy's kid is standing there.
You watch.
This guy is standing there looking at me like, what's going on? Because I don't want to get my ass kicked. And
I'm amazed you can get away with that kind of behavior in California without a lawsuit.
So I went back and I sat down and my wife and my daughter both turned and looked at me and they were like, okay, you're right. You've never yelled at us.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Angry Mike is scurry Mike.
No one likes angry Mike. I don't even like angry Mike. I don't like getting angry. I'm a big dude. By the time you generate enough energy to get me angry,
you're too tired.
I'm tired. I'm like, it takes a lot. Because then I stay angry forever. I don't feel good. I just feel sick.
Get out of here. It's supposed to fucking snow tonight.
It's 87 degrees in my garage right now.
And it's supposed to snow tomorrow. What? Why, dude? I'm done with this. I'm done with it.
I think I sent you a picture of my Apple Watch telling me that it was 93
yes,
degrees.
Yeah, I got your picture and I was like, I think it was 93 or 97. And I was like, get the fuck out of here.
I'm going to have to take another shower before I go to bed because I'm sitting out here in shorts in a lawn chair with my garage door open and the backs of my knees are just like dripping.
Glued
to
the chair.
I'm like, I got swamp ass going here. The fucking
Yeah, Peter, I
snow.
get it. You live in a warm environment. It must be nice. Okay,
I'm not
I
gonna-
basically live in the UK.
I'm
where I
not gonna
live.
lie. I love Ohio so much. I love it. I just don't come in the winter. My mom was like, "Are you ever coming home for Christmas?" I was like, "Frozen water still falls out of the sky." No, I'm not coming.
Yeah, my thing is like if you moved back to Ohio,
Hey,
just think about
Christine's here.
just think about how much extra money you would have. You know, you'd be rolling in it, man.
No, because I hate the cold, and I would burn anything I made and saved on
Energy bills.
On energy bills.
Duke Energy would work you over real good.
Like
I mean, my energy bills here are like $375 a month. It's crazy.
Guess what my water bill was?
My water bill's probably like $100 a month, I think.
My water bill was $255
a month.
I think that's 2 months.
Ours is quarterly, but it usually works out to be $100 a month. Johnny Casada, where's your Yeti? We got a ring here.
That's Johnny Quesadilla. Get that shit out of here. That's not
You
this
love it.
channel.
You love it. Kellen, yeah, we have a thing called insulation. What's up, Kellen? Good to see you, man. I always read your name as Kellen. Fuck! That's how I read your name.
That's just me too. Like in my head. I was like, it's Kellen. Fuck!
Oh, God. He's here. Traded that heat money for water money, yeah.
Thank you very much, Johnny. Johnny is officially the newest paying member. Because he joined right after Big Frank did.
Oh, I was saying to Peter, it must be nice to live in a warm environment. To your husband.
Yeah, but sometimes it's too much. Like it's gonna get cool tonight.
We live in a dehydrated wasteland.
Who does?
Fair enough. Peter said that.
Oh, well, I haven't seen his. Wait, are you seeing comments? I'm not.
A therapeutic edge. I'm looking at it right now. Paid
Oh,
it.
now I see it. It jumped on me. Yeah, where I'm at.
Don't ask questions. If you would watch my live streams, maybe you would know what the tinkly bell is.
He's calling
you out.
His wife makes him wear a cat collar, and that's the bell off of it.
Yeah.
So it scares
yeah, she makes me take we traded it up. It's a shock collar now. So, but I take it off of the live streams.
Bro, I would, if you come out here, if you come out here, I just had an idea.
We're gonna do spark collars because we're both
we're gonna put on shock collars and we're gonna
drink. We're gonna drink until one of us gets too loud and starts getting electrocuted.
No. Oh, you're talking about the volume controlled ones?
Yeah.
That'd be fucking great. Because
I bet you we could pick them up on AliExpress, but they might kill us.
Polly's idea is that we have to do a live feed and we each have to wear an electrified like cage around our junk and then watch porn. And then the first person to get shocked. So we have to keep track of who gets shocked and win and score it.
Sounds like an easy way to sterilize yourself.
It's like, God damn it. I'm fucking...
Let him hear your real voice, Cole. Okay.
No,
Mike hates it so much. Mike hates it so much.
Last time you did this, you started echoing. Like we had the echo fixed, and then you started fucking with the voice.
It should
changer.
be fine. It should be fine.
It's horrible.
Yeah, no, everybody hates it. No, they don't. A lot of people ask me to just go with my normal voice, and it would honestly make filming videos so much easier.
I don't hear your accent when you have the voice changer. The voice changer gets rid of the accent.
It's weird, isn't it?
And the second I hear your accent, I immediately subtract like 12 IQ points.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Because I know where you're from.
I'm smart, man. I'm not a smart man, but I make real pretty videos.
You do. Like your videos are awesome. Like I have to say, I think this is my proudest background because this thing money.
That's clean. That's very clean. It's very high resolution. The beer one's always fuzzy because it was a small logo that you blew up real big.
I made this. Like I didn't use something else. Like I made this. Like I typed it in. I picked the font. I picked the background. I did it in 4K. And the thumbnail for tomorrow's video, the Sub-Zero versus
yeah. That was a good one. I like that.
Yeah,
I like that. I approve of it.
The
you guys make videos? Peter, you ever?
What's up?
Peter goes, do you guys make videos? Huh? Who knew?
So I edited myself into a scene from Mortal Kombat. And like I said to everybody before you showed up, I was like, I tried to do it nice and clean, so I matched the size of the character.
It's hard.
With
Green screen
myself,
stuff is difficult, man.
I tried to get so it was a nice clean edit, so it looked like I was turning and shit. And I'd spent like an hour and 45 minutes trying to get. I was like, you know what? I'm not fucking doing that. All I did was I just filmed myself like walking into a scene of the movie, and be like, yeah, all right, I don't want to interrupt this.
Did you see the new movie that was on HBO? It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I enjoyed it.
Okay, so my sister and I have like the exact same taste in movies, and I was like, okay, did you watch the new? She said, oh, we're gonna watch it because they had like HBO something, and so when it was premiering in the theaters, they could watch it at home. And I was like, okay, let me know how it is. And she's like, don't bother. And I was like, okay. So if my sister's not gonna like it, I'm probably not gonna like it. Very rarely do we.
Really? Yeah, I mean it's just as goofy and fun as the old one was, but it's really cool. It's brutal. It's brutal, dude. I had a lot of fun watching that.
I'm trying to think what I watched.
Plenty Pope. What's up, man?
I watched a movie the other night that I hadn't watched in a long time, and I watched it again, and I was like, good God, this movie. Oh, Willy Wonka, the original.
The OG? Yeah,
the OG. I was like,
so good.
I watched it. Well, I watched it, and then I was like, this movie is really kind of fucking terrifying when you really look at it.
Yes, he's a very frightening man. Even up until the very end, he's like, get in this flying elevator, dude. Like, I feel like the whole thing's just like Grandpa's like DMT kick right as he dies. That's my favorite conspiracy theory.
Look at this wallpaper. I'm like, I licked paper when I was in high school one time.
Lonely Stacker, excellent choice, dude. What a masterpiece. Spirited Away. Miyazaki-san.
Never seen it.
Masterpiece.
I saw. The reason I never saw it is because my buddy Quentin came back from watching it with his fiance before they got married. And he was like, I was like, how was it? He goes, bro, I hate crying in public. And I'm like, oh, I'm not watching that one.
It's not a, I don't know that I've ever cried to a.
Oh no, that was House. It was House.
Howl's Moving Castle's excellent. That one will get you. That one will get you.
That's the
one.
It's
a great one too.
It doesn't matter. I don't watch anime. So.
Well,
here's the thing: like people are like, you lived in Japan and you didn't watch anime. I was like, fuck off. I fucking knew what pussy was.
Well, hey,
I was not a virgin.
My wife watches anime. Come on, man.
Yeah, I mean, was I fucking?
Yeah, the Oompa Loompas are basically slave labor, Stacy. Yeah, that movie is dark. It really is.
Fine.
Willy Wonka, yeah.
I was now I fucking forgot what I was going to say.
Something.
It's gone. I got into the cabbage a little hard last night.
The cabbage. I took
the whole afternoon off because we all went to dinner because they had that school district meeting. My kid didn't have to do any online school, so they were off today. So we went out to dinner, and then Juan came over after dinner, and so I just didn't do anything yesterday afternoon, and I was in the paint with the fucking jazz cabbage. I was like, when he was like, oh, I could come over, and I was like, bro, I'm at that point where I'm like ready to take a nap, and he's like, oh,
I will be asleep.
Like, no, you can come over. I'll just hit some more. Bring it right back up.
Kyle has a rich and thorough hentai collection. So many tentacles.
Oh, that's what it was. So my sister has one of these friends. My sister has one of these friends that's this super like hardcore weeaboo.
Yep.
And so he texted me. He got my phone number. He's like, "Oh, I can't believe you lived in Japan for 13 years." I was like, "It's not that big a deal." Like he's like, "Oh, you could have done all this." And he's like, "Japanese porn. Oh my God, Japanese porn." I was like, "You do know that Japanese porn is like censored, right?" He's like, "Yeah,
big bushes and it's all censored."
He's like, "But you get to use your imagination." I was like, "If I wanted to use my imagination, I wouldn't watch fucking porn."
Right.
I was like, yeah. I don't think you're quite picking up what I'm putting down here, buddy. Like, I really want to punch you in the mouth real hard right now. I don't even know you.
Big Frank, Cole just brought down monetization with the slave labor comments. We were commenting on Oompa Loompas. It's fine. I'm not condoning. I don't think I set this one for monetization. I don't think I set monetization up for it. So I don't know. I just know that it's probably not going to get monetized. His fake voice sounds like the voice from channel WATOP. Welcome to WATOP. I don't know what that is. Sunday. It's a
Be there. Truck mash.
Be there or be square. Sunday at 7 p.m. at the U.S. Bank Arena. Bring your kids. $1 hot dogs for all kids.
$1 hot dogs at any venue in Ohio. You know, it's just like some shitty steamed bun and a boiled hot dog, and that's it. It's
Perfect.
Like, you're like,
perfect.
My stomach
smothered
hurts
in chili.
at that.
Do you miss Cincinnati chili? Do you miss Skyline chili?
It's not something we ever had growing up.
I'm mailing you some cans, buddy. I'm mailing you some cans.
Yeah, I can buy Skyline chili over at the fucking Exchange. They sell it.
What?
Yeah, they sell Skylines. Okay, so you have to remember, when you go to the base commissary, you have to think, like, people are like, it's just a grocery store. No, it is a base commissary on any military installation is the true melting pot of America. Because it's just all
the small foods from all over the country.
Yeah, you got to figure, you have got guys that have grown up in all far-flung parts of America and any of its areas like Guam, the American Virgin Islands.
They gotta cover their bases. I get it. It's crazy.
So it reaches a point where they just stock so much stuff all the way nationwide that, like, you go and there's so many things that you're not going to typically see at a California grocery store. But yeah, I can get Skyline chili right like 3 miles from here. There's a commissary.
I'll send you a can of Skyline and a can of Gold Star, and you gotta tell me which one you like better. It's the battle of the ages here in Cincinnati. Which one's better?
I'll tell you what will beat all of it any day. What will beat it all of it any day is you go to Washington, D.C. As much as I hate Washington, D.C., I hate that fucking place. It's a fucking cesspool. Everything smells like
it is disgusting. Disgusting city.
I hate it.
I don't know why they took us kids there in the 8th grade. Like, whose idea was that?
Ben's Chili Bowl. Ben's Chili Bowl. Every time I've ever been there, I went 2 meals a day to Ben's Chili Bowl. Like, everybody that ever went to DC to a school with me were like, dude, can you not? You're like, bro, seriously? You smell like an open sewer in July. I'm like, really? How about some of that? I'm like, ooh, I might need to wipe after that one.
Yeah.
I was like, I may need to change my pants.
God. Yeah, Skyline will clean out your pipes, but you can't look at it like it's chili. It's called Skyline chili, but you can't look at it like chili.
No, it's pasta sauce, basically.
It's basically a sauce. It's a chili sauce is what it is. And it's Greek, and there's chocolate and cinnamon involved.
I've had it. Don't get me wrong, I've had it. It's not a thing that was like where we grew up. We had farmhouse chili, which was, Campbell's tomato juice with a little bit of V8 and then beans, chili powder, like a whole thing of chili powder.
Yeah.
Onions, garlic.
Cumin. Yep.
We didn't even use cumin. It was just chili powder only, onions. My mom never added cumin, but it was just like literally she would use an entire like big thing of chili powder. Like, there you go. And you just never measured anything, just ground beef, onions.
Yep, you just toss it in. Yep.
Pinto beans and fucking red kidney beans. And you just cook it in the crock pot.
Whatever's in the pantry, man. Yep.
Yeah, you cooked it in the crock pot till it lost like 3 inches of volume and it had like a black skin across the top, and you served it. You're like, yep, it's done.
Kellen, are you talking about Troll Hunter is not geared towards kids? Oh, Troll. Okay, there's a movie called, I thought you were talking about the movie, not the show. The movie Troll Hunter is like that crazy Norwegian flick where they're literally hunting trolls. It's like Storm Chasers, but they're hunting trolls. It's crazy.
That was nuts. I watched that baked one.
I was like, you showed that to your son? Jesus. It's terrifying.
Hobo with a shotgun. I watched
great
both
one.
of
Show
those.
that one to your kids. It's a family-friendly one.
I watched Troll Hunter and Hobo with a Shotgun all in one night. I had gotten some fresh shit from the dispensary, and I was like, I watched the movies all night. And the last thing you know, I'm like in my chair, like I'm really, really regretting this decision. And at that point, I'm like, my back hurts. I want to get up, but my legs don't work.
Yeah.
I feel
cartoons
really
on Netflix. Gotcha. Yeah. Why? Yeah, that's how I feel after Skyline most days. Yeah, get out of here, Chuck it. You can't account for taste, man. You just have poor taste. You don't have as developed as a palate as I have.
What? Get out of here. Ben's Chili Bowl's great. Obama had a table there.
Barack.
I'm not gonna get into politics, but fuck Barack Obama. I hate that dude.
I'm not gonna get into politics.
I'm not. That's not politics. I just fucking hate Barack Obama. That's different.
You just hate the human. I got.
I hate that person. I'm not gonna talk anything about his politics.
Michelle, grab the kids, grab the dog.
Tuck your penis back a little further. I can still see it through your dress.
Oh, God. Okay. Okay. Plenty poke. Google homemade Skyline chili recipe, and your jaw will hit the floor, dude. Your jaw will hit the floor. Maybe
Bro,
I'll give some away for my 2K giveaway, Skyline Chili. I feel like that'd be an easy way to lose subscribers.
Like, what is this shit? Fuck this guy.
What is this? Diarrhea in a can? What is this?
My wife made Chick-fil-A sauce. Like, she looked up a recipe and she was fucking around with it, and she made Chick-fil-A sauce. And I'm not gonna lie, she made it, and I was testing it, and I was like,
you know, all these sauces are just like basically a bunch of condiments squirted into a little.
It's just orange mayonnaise. Like, it's just fucking orange. It was mayonnaise with a little bit of garlic, some ketchup, and
paprika. Yeah, a little sauce.
Liquid smoke. Liquid smoke is the key to
Worcestershire too. It's like that or liquid smoke. I want to put a Skyline recipe.
So you know what I find hilarious is the things that change when you spend enough time in Asia. Because you want to know what my favorite beer drinking snacks, like if I'm going to watch TV, if I'm going to watch movies over a weekend and have snacks.
Yeah.
Ready for this? This sounds. I love the smoked and dried squid that's shredded. It's really sweet and it's so good.
I love squid. I love squid.
Dried squid. And I also love the little dried anchovies. They're fucking delicious. Like, they don't take, like, everybody's like, oh, anchovies. You're thinking of the shitty anchovies you got on a pizza from fucking some garbage pizza place. These are freaking delicious. I'll sit and eat. My wife had a big thing of it. I put it on Instagram. It was peanuts and fucking anchovies. It was peanuts and dried anchovies.
Like, I cannot get behind. I've tried.
Have you tried the good ones? The good high quality ones?
I've had sardines. I've had sardines, and I kind of enjoyed that more. Believe it or not, bones and all.
The anchovies, these are dried anchovies.
Yeah, like what they throw on pizza.
No, those are canned and they're wet and they're nasty. And they're fucking hairy. All right. The ones that she gets, they're fucking delicious. They're dried and they're like high in calcium. They're really good.
Women carries knives. It says Skyline Chili is only meat, spices, and water. Yeah, well, that's
pretty much it.
All right.
Not wrong.
There's a lot more to that. There's chocolate involved and cinnamon in there. I was just talking about that on I was on with Bob yesterday. DeMarco.
You got to go on Bobby D's show.
First time. I was like, what are you doing tonight, man? Can I hop on? Such a nice dude. But I was talking about how we were talking about original designs. Like, what is a truly original design? And I was like, that immediately comes to mind as like a truly like top to bottom original design. Nothing I can't even think of anything that it comes close to looking like that.
You know what this needs to be? This needs to be in a movie, and a villain needs to hold this. Like, I was like all I could think was like, if you remade Rambo today, like the original Rambo 2, where he's like, give him a racket.
Yeah, give him the racket.
Where they've got the knife and it's all fucking heated up and the tip of it's red. He would have this. He wouldn't have Rambo's knife. He's like, put it in his eye.
That'd be brutal. Yeah, that'd be a good Bond villain knife too.
Yeah, it would. Just be any villain. This is the Wee Knife Eschaton.
Oh, that's not the Arrakis?
No, this is the Eschaton.
That thing's outrageous. It's so ridiculous.
And but the fact that it is functional and like when
it works and cuts and it's not uncomfortable, it's mind blowing.
When Elijah started making these and they started coming out, and he goes, I talked to him and he goes, you happy those are coming out? I was like, yeah, because like fucking no one's gonna be able to sharpen these bitches. Like, look at the weirdness of that blade. Who's gonna be able to fucking really sharpen that weird, because it's recurved here and then it comes down and it's onto here. And he's like, I've been telling people if they need, he's like, somebody told me, it was like, mine got dull. He's like, hit up Mike Emler. That's the dude I'd send it to.
Yeah, right. He'll figure it out. Is that in for sharpening?
No, this is Elliot Williamson's, and this case somehow made it in my gun safe because it's an ammo can, but it's also a knife case. And so I thought
you should make and sell those.
Nowpack already does. Nowpack Group already does. No, you
people
can't.
Don't even know.
He's patented the liners for these. He makes these liners.
Ah, what a fucker.
So
he charges too much, man.
He sells them as a kit. Like, you get the parts and you throw them in. If you have an ammo can, you just throw the things in. You know why he charges so much? Because they're custom made to fit Pelican cases and shit like that.
I know.
And he's a great dude. Like, you can't fucking argue the hustle.
No. He literally cornered that market. What a smart dude. Smart dude.
What are these? They're perfect snack.
When drinking cold adult beverages. What are sardines or anchovies? Oh,
peanuts that come in a hard shell.
Cacahuates. Cacahuate. Oh,
You don't
bless
have
me.
enough. You don't have
God
enough.
bless you.
You don't have enough phlegm for that.
Yeah.
It's a phlegm-based language.
You basically have to throw up to say that word. Is what you have to do.
It's a phlegm-based language. It comes. You live in a desert. You got to have a lot of phlegm, or you wouldn't make it. From water hole to water hole.
Yeah, no, I would turn into a dried anchovy in the desert.
I'm sweating like fucking crazy.
Oh God.
What is it, Big Frank? I tried to become a member of Bob's channel last night, but StreamYard wouldn't let me. You can't do it through StreamYard. You have to do it
you
through
can't.
YouTube.
Yeah, that whole StreamYard thing. It always auto populates that stupid link in my descriptions. Drives me nuts.
I had a problem earlier today. I wasn't sure I was going to be able to do a live feed. Like I couldn't get into StreamYard. I would try to do stuff and it would just kick me right back out. And I was like, what the fuck? And I just kept playing with it. And that's why it took so long for me to send you the link. Like I told you I was going to have it done like lunchtime, and it took till
that's all right.
It took till like dinner time to fucking get it done.
Get it done. I've not tried snails yet. Yeah, escargot.
I mean, I'm allergic.
I'll eat anything. I'll eat anything.
I'm allergic to shellfish, but like shrimp. Shrimp only makes me itch. Oysters, clams, and snails, they only make me itch a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, you get those little snails in Japan, and they're served with butter and garlic and whatever herbs they got them, and they bring them out in a bowl, and you suck the little snails out of their fucking shell. Those things are delicious.
Really?
Yeah,
I guess it's mind games. Once you get over the your own head,
okay,
you can eat anything.
So I went to survival school, the SEER, the survival, escape, evade, and so you learn real quick after like 3 days of no food that you'll eat almost anything.
Yeah,
I was with this Marine, and he's like, I know you're hungry, but I was like, hey, you still got that lizard you threw in your pocket? He goes like, I'll split it with you.
I'll split the lizard with you. That's good.
And it's not like we skinned it or anything. We just like cut it in half, and I ate one end and he ate the other. Which end do you want? I was like, I'd like the end that doesn't shit.
This sounds like a lady in the Tramp kind of deal going on.
It's like, which end do you want? I was like, I want the one that doesn't poop when I bite.
Yeah, right. Yeah, where's the shit squirt out of? You tell me.
So I'll eat anything, dude. If it doesn't. Get my way.
I will too. I'll eat anything once. That's like when I travel, all I do is eat foods that I've never had before. That's all I do.
Except sea urchin. Sea urchin is fucking disgusting.
Well, it's just like orange guts is all it is. It's like paste.
Disgusting.
Yeah. I feel like it just tastes like salt water and fish.
Disgusting. I will not eat sea urchin. My father-in-law and my brother-in-law they're always like, every time I go to Japan, like, you want the uni? I was like, no,
it's a delicacy. The uni is a delicacy.
I don't want uni. I'll eat anything else at this table.
No need.
I'll eat the ass out of a dead yak before I eat that.
Hey, tongue and tripe. I'm a big fan of tongue and tripe. No complaints from me.
Dude, tongue is delicious. That's one of my favorite things for the little burrito shop down the road. I was talking about this in the live feed on Wednesday. It's close enough that when I call, the guy I recognize it's Antonio, and he goes, yeah. I was like, it's 38. I give you my address.
Tony, my dude.
And he's like, oh, so you're close enough. And this dude will show up because to save the business money, he has like a mountain bike and he makes deliveries on that. And so I'll order a lengua burrito, the tongue. The burrito, it's made out of the tongue. The meat is tongue. And he'll show up and he's all sweaty and shit. I'll give him like a $10 tip. And he goes, no, it's okay. I was like, no, bro. Like, I appreciate it.
It's hot. It's hot, Papa.
You just rode up that steep ass hill to bring me my food. And you got to ride back up the steep ass hill to go back down on the other side of it.
Blue crab, isn't that the one they like milk and like bleed to make pharmaceuticals?
No,
pretty sure it is.
That's a horseshoe crab.
Horseshoe crab. Thank you.
Blue crab is like it's a delicacy, but I thought that was the name of the. How do I say this without getting kicked off of YouTube? The men loving men bar in fucking Police Academy.
The LGBTQ plus friendly bar.
Jesus, the fucking Alphabets bar.
Yeah. I have a lot of gay clients as an insurance agent, and they're great.
I honestly have a lot of gay friends, but everybody's like, "Oh, you're fucking transphobic." I was like, "I'm not scared of a single fucking one of them. Their hair looks like my backdrop."
None of them scare me. None of them
scared me. They're all just really loud and obnoxious, and their hair looks like my backdrop. I'm not scared of them. I got
Come
a lot
on
of
now.
friends.
Be nice. I'm just kidding.
I will tell you the best thing that has ever happened. So when we moved in here, I have a couple friends and they got married and they had went to the brunch. They were staying at this super they were staying at the stupid expensive bar over on the Strand. And so they had done brunch and it's a champagne brunch. And they wound up, they were like, oh, we're just right down the road. We'll take an Uber from the hotel. We'll stop at your place. And I was like, Tony, are you drunk? And he goes, yeah. I was like, bro, like I'm me. And I'm like, look, talking to him disapproving. And I was like, bro, it's like 10:30 in the morning. You sound like your shit house. Having gay friends show up at your house drunk, they're the fucking worst.
Yeah, they're very loud. They get very loud when they drink.
Very
they really
loud,
do.
and there was a lot of crying, and they were so happy that we made a good deal on the house. And I was like, guys, I really appreciate it. We get the fuck out of my house. Like, I can't handle this. I'm like trying not to laugh. I'm like sitting there, I'm like biting my tongue. I
love you, man, but you gotta go.
I was like, this is the most stereotypical thing I've ever seen in my life, and I'm gonna start laughing if you guys don't get the fuck out.
They'd probably laugh right there with you.
I love those guys. The one guy is he used to be the manager for all of the what do they call it?
I don't know what the hell you're talking
about. The straight razors where you buy straight. It's the Art of Shaving.
Art of Shaving, yes.
So he was the district manager for all the Art of Shaving stores in San Diego, and so they every Art of Shaving in San Diego. If you bought a straight razor, it came with one of my business cards.
Ooh.
So, but he quit, and that ended. And I have this dude that now uses. You're gonna shit when you hear this. He uses a wicked edge to sharpen fucking straight razors.
What is the deal with the wicked edge? I just feel like there's
not a good deal.
Are they good? Do they work?
Well, I mean, they do work, but okay. So here's my take on the wicked edge.
Yeah.
If I'm sharpening by hand, and you know this, I'm dragging the knife down the stone. And so now I've built a set of serrations that the way I'm going to cut, that those teeth have aligned to give me like a saw edge. If you're using a wicked edge, you've got it like this, and you start at the heel and you work your way to the tip. And so now your serrations go the other way. They
go the wrong way.
They do an okay job, but people try too hard and they think they're like, oh, I'm a professional sharpener now. And they set their angles way too shallow. And they fuck up their knives, and they get down into the ricasso, and they fuck the edge up, and they slide the stone all the way off the tip, and so now the tip's all rounded because they basically are like hitting that tip like going like that, and it just rounds off. Yeah, it's just never like, if you're careful, you can do a good job with it, but like I've never liked many of the guided systems.
Yeah,
I think that they don't give you a lot. I mean, the TS Prof and the KME are probably some of the best ones because you're doing it the right way. You can set your edge the right way and hit the knife the right way, and you don't have to like flip the knife and then like switch hands with the stones. You can flip the knife and the stone because it's got that thing where it flips it over.
Yep.
So those I would say are okay, but I'm not a fan of any of those systems. I just think that they give people a false sense of confidence.
Yeah, and then people will just grind away. They'll grind away on those knives. Something I did when I first started using guided systems. You know, I had an $800 Todd Begg that was supposed to be a compound recurve, like this, like a recurve Tonto. Yeah, just flat as a pancake, completely rounded over. I did a live sharpening of it, and I was like, this is not how this is supposed to look. Yeah, this is not. This is absolutely not but people do that. Like people will get them. That's the thing that pisses me off is people will get an expensive knife and they throw it on their Edge Pro, have no idea what they're doing. They fuck the edge up and they're like, oh, I fucked up. Yeah. And then they offload it to somebody on the secondary forums market. On Reddit. Yeah. Yeah. They offload it to somebody on the forums or on the secondary market at just about what they paid for it, knowing that they fucked that edge up. Like I had a guy send me a knife and I was like, Elliot Williams and I were looking at it. I was like, Elliot, it was a custom knife that this guy had bought that somebody had fucked. Like it was just completely the blade profile had been completely changed. See, that's why I preach maintenance, man. If no matter what your level is, like maintain the edge before you ever put it on a guided system, before you ever do any of that. Just take a piece of ceramic, a little ceramic cone, and just give it a couple light drags, and you're fine. You're fine for another few weeks. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, or like Jared said, if you're not confident, if you've got a $400 knife,
right,
send it to someone that knows what they're doing until you get comfortable doing it. But no, I showed that custom knife to Elliot. I think it was at Curtis. And I showed it to Elliot, and he's like, well, I know the maker, and I know exactly what he's going to say, and I know what I would say. Is like, to fix that, I can't fix that. Like, I would have to remove so much material to fix that edge that I just need to throw
it's not going to look the same. It's not going to look like the knife you bought, dude.
Yeah. He's like, I would have to put a new blade in that knife. He's like, I would have to reblade it. I was like, yeah, it's fucking that. And this guy paid like $800 for this knife on the secondary market and got it. He goes, I don't know what's up with this edge. And it was so thin that like you could flex it with your thumbnail. He had just taken off so much material. It was just peeling off. It was so fucking, the angle was so thin.
It hurts me. It hurts me. Yeah. I don't know if I've been on your live since I got this, the golden stone, the duck foot, the spider code duck foot.
Well, the thing, okay, so you make fun of it, but it actually is a well thought out thing because
I love it.
It sets the angle for you. You put it on the thing and you can turn it and it sets your angle based on the foot. It's like having a fixtured system it's like having a guided rod system, like a sharp maker, but you can throw it in your hip pocket.
Yeah, and you can use it as a bench stone. You can use it as a bench stone, dude. And that's what I've been doing. I've been using this to finish my edges, and you can use the case as a little strop, like an emergency strop. It's like, it's perfect.
I shit on Spider Co all the time, but they're fucking bench stones, those ceramic stones.
Yeah, I know you love them.
Like I know you love them. Every penny.
I know you love them. And I'm sold. I mean, as much as it cost, you know.
Well, how much was the? That's 75. Not bad. Yeah, that's not bad because the prices went down. Because I have, let me grab mine. I'll show you what I have. I have mine, and I guarantee I know I paid over $100 for a stone.
Really? I mean, it's a real nice piece of ceramic. I mean, it has not left my backpack since I got it. I love it. I absolutely love it.
So I have the actual bench stone, the ultra fine bench stone, and I have this, and I know I paid over $100 for it. And
that's a lot. I think they're still
to this
about
day,
that much,
like, man. Yeah. And I actually loaded one side of the
I'm tempted, dude. I'm tempted.
I loaded one side of the leather with some poly diamond.
Yeah.
Just for quick touch-up stuff. And the nice thing is, so it's got the soft leather here, so I can use the corner of it.
Yep.
For on a recurve.
Yep. I'm telling you, man, it really is. It's like the Swiss Army knife of sharpening.
Well, you scoffed at it. You scoffed at it
when we were doing the live. I bought it because I bought it out of just sheer curiosity. But I told you. Curiosity did not kill the cat. Curiosity made the cat very fat and happy. Lonely Stacker.
Just noticed you've got a nice gaming headset. This is a nice gaming headset. I got this shit for like $19. It's falling apart.
AliExpress special, baby. I'm just kidding.
They sent me, they're like, oh, would you like to try one of our headsets? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And so I tried it and I was like, I'm not giving this a good review.
Loaded. Zach stuff in the house. Hashtag loaded, he says.
What's up, Zach? Have you tried balut? Okay, I can tell you that balut, which is a fertilized duck egg that has been fermented.
Oh, like with the fucking with the duck inside, and it's got the nope.
So that's how I found out you cannot throw up into a beer bottle.
The back pressure gets you every time.
I ate one and it was not bad. It was just like the egg, and it was fertilized, and it was starting to like congeal and stuff. And I ate it, and it was cooked, and it was actually not bad. It tasted really good. It tasted like a duck egg with duck meat. So, it was really good. And I ate a second one, and it had been allowed to, it had a
beak.
Yeah, I hit a beak or a foot or something, and it was kind of crunchy, and I gagged, and I went to
throw up,
and I tried to throw up in a beer bottle, and my friends were like, "Bro, you look like a lawn sprinkler." It was coming out the corners of your mouth and out your nose,
squirting out of the side,
everywhere.
Oh God, dude. Oh, yeah. I've seen videos of people eating that shit, and I'm like, oh boy.
No, the black egg is a century egg, and I've actually had those, and they are pretty awful. They're like, I've got a pretty strong stomach that like I just.
It's one thing I saw a lot in Japan that I don't see here, at least not here, my part of the country.
Asia?
Well, you'd be surprised. It's a big college town, Cincinnati.
Yeah.
So what just means Asians are smart is all I was saying there. But is just like every bar you go into in any of the major cities in Japan, there's just a big leg of ham, fermented ham, sitting on the back. And they'll just shave you off a few pieces with your drink. Oh, it's the best. I love me some good aged meats.
Okay, so that's a thing in Japan because those businesses are all about making money. And if they feed you, you stay sober.
You can drink more.
You can drink more. It's like they'll make you little sandwiches and stuff.
Yeah,
and it's
dude,
like
so
a lot
nice.
of times I'll make it for free.
Yep. No, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, every place I went into, they were like, free ham for you, sir. I was like, oh, well, thank you very much.
Well, thank you. If you go to Hokkaido, if you go up in Hokkaido in the winter, when the crab is like, I'm allergic to it, but like I would walk every bar we went into in Hokkaido during the snow festival.
They just drop crab legs on.
There's crab legs. It's just free crab legs. It's just like so many of those fucking crabs.
What are they called? The little tiny bars that only seat like 10 people. What are those called?
We always
there's
call
a name for it.
Little bars. You're talking about
Little
Izate?
bars. I don't. Maybe no. There's like a Izakaya. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Izante is the name of a brand. It's a company that runs those little bars.
See.
That's why I was like Izante, and I was like, no, Izakaya. That's what it was.
That's the one I was looking for.
Yeah.
That's the one they say in the movies.
I love those little.
I do too.
Like 9 people at the bar.
Yep. It's such a cool environment to just hang out and drink in. I know.
I lived like that for 13 fucking years. Like I just would go out. The wife and I were talking.
What are the knife laws like in Japan?
Oh, they're fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Like you and I would be in jail. Just they would come to our house and be like looking around and be like, "You're fucked."
Yeah. You come with us.
I think 3 centimeters. 3 centimeters is the max carry
for a folding knife.
Yeah, 3 centimeters.
Where's my little penis measuring stick?
Inches. I only have inches on this one because I'm
3 centimeters.
I only use freedom units.
There's no way.
Yeah, 3 centimeters, and you have to have a reason to be carrying it.
That's so small.
Yeah.
Okay. He says, "Yeah, fuck yeah, it is."
I know.
This is 3. This is 3 centimeters. This is the quiet carry chase, which is a small knife.
That's what the average person can carry. You can carry a larger knife, but you have to have a reason for it.
Yeah, it has to be like a tool. Yeah. Damn. But you can't just carry a pocket knife just because you want to.
I do. Like my father-in-law flipped out because like I brought like eight knives with me the last time I went.
All going to jail. What don't you understand?
He's like, how did you get that through customs? I was like, they didn't ask and I didn't tell. You know, it's kind of like the old.
Customs was super lax when I flew in. They were just like,
because most of them don't speak English, and unless you let them know that you speak Japanese, they pretty much are like, they're like, I'm not going to ask him any of the hard questions.
Yeah. They just look and make sure your picture works, and you're off to the races.
I got fucked that way one time at a traffic stop. So me and my cousin were on our first ship together, and we were caught. We were coming back, and he was shit faced, and I was a little bit drunk, and we got caught running a red light. And this guy comes up, and he's like, "You speak Japanese?" I was like, "No, I don't speak Japanese." And my cousin's like me either. We don't speak any Japanese. This guy goes, "Oh, it's okay. I'm the Saga prefectural English teacher for the police department." I was like, "Fuck."
We are fuckers.
We find the one dude.
Yeah, in the whole prefecture.
He was kind of cool though. He made us just pull off he followed us to the 7-Eleven, made us pull off and sleep it off for an hour, and then we were allowed to go. And he watched. What a
nice guy.
Like I was like, Chad's like,
he was chilling there with you.
He's sitting there, and he's like, Chad's like, sit down in the chair, and we lay back. He's like, you guys sleep here, and then an hour later you can leave. And like Chad sits his chair up, and he goes, bro, I think he's gone. And he was like in the next parking lot watching us, and he turned on the lights real quick. It was like beep, beep, just to show us. He's like, no, I'm watching. And I was
let you know, yeah, I'm still here, big boy.
I was like, bro, he's still there. I was like, I didn't think he was leaving. Chad was like, fuck, we're gonna wind up being late. I was like, we got 3 hours to get back. Bro, this is like me and my cousin Chad. We were like the best of friends on this ship. We were actually dating a couple girls that had an apartment. We would go to Fukuoka, which is a 90-minute drive every day after work. We lived there.
Why?
Yeah, because we were living there. We lived in this apartment. So we would get off work and we would haul ass up there, and we would get there before they got done with their classes because they were college girls. And we would be in the apartment and we would sleep till like 7 or 8 or 9 or whenever they would show up, and then we would go out and drink, and then we would leave.
Man.
We'd come back and sleep for a couple hours, do the deed, and then leave to be back at work at 6 o'clock. So we're leaving at like 4 o'clock in the morning from there. Every fucking night. We did that every fucking night for like a year.
Ought to be young.
I slept like every 4th day. I swear to God, I'm like, I only slept like every 4th day.
Got a quick power nap in here and there.
Yeah,
Isle of Man, you can't even carry a box cutter for work. Had to be a splicing tool. What the hell's a splicing tool?
Splicing tool for cutting wire. Like,
for electricity? That's what I was thinking. Like electricians.
Yeah, splicing tool. It's like I couldn't live like that's like my wife was like, we could move back to Japan, and I think about it, and I was like, can I have these at my house? Yes, I just couldn't ever carry anything. I still would. I mean, I would. I definitely would. Like, you can't tell me I'm not going to carry my Norseman. Shove it up your ass.
Yeah, as obsessed as that culture is with knives and blades and swords, it's so funny to me.
They actually have what is called the Bureau of Firearms and Swords. So swords and firearms are registered with the same department.
You're kidding me.
Nope.
You got to register your sword?
Fucking look at mine. I actually still have to send them photo documentation of the one that I own every year to make sure I have not sold that.
You walked me through like your annual maintenance thing on that. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts. So like they could mandate that I have to send it back if they don't think I'm maintaining it properly. That's why you never see it in a video. Like I don't want to even have to fuck around with it. I got up to get something to show you. No, I didn't. I got up to get something to show me. We've reached that part. We've reached that
of the live program.
We've reached that point in the evening on a Friday evening where I'm going to get a little bit goosey.
I'm going to get a little loosey goosey. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Oh boy, Zach stuff, man. Good to see you. Happy Friday, man. What time is it over there right now?
9:41, almost 10. So, you can tell your wife I apologize. I keep you away from your wife a lot because I really do just enjoy having you on the channel.
Oh no, she's asleep. She doesn't miss me when she's asleep. You know.
Shit, the only reason she missed me is because the sights were off.
Yeah, sometimes sometimes I gotta sleep in here, man, because she goes, if I'm not in that bed, she just sprawls. You know, she'll take over the whole thing.
I'm married to a little Asian chick, and we have a California king. And if
she takes it all,
I'm probably like
lay on it diagonal.
She's really tired because when it's hot, she had to work out. She has check this out. So my wife works for the school district. And so they spread out the people that have to work in the outside part for the food service pretty well. And even though my wife got promoted and she's the assistant manager for food service for this entire school, she still does a lot of work.
Right.
And so she was going out and doing the stuff that was outside. It's 97 degrees. She did it yesterday. But the chick that was supposed to do it today called in sick. And so my wife was like, well, guess who has to do it now? Because I wrote the schedule. So she had to do it 2 days in a row. I guarantee she's already in bed. Like she was in the heat all day.
Yeah, forget it. That'll just drain you, man. Zach stuff, I don't know. Probably like peach guava or something watermelon. I don't know.
Mine is
I just buy it and smoke it.
Mine is strawberry cough, and it's a sativa.
Custom EDC knives with 2 bones.
What's up, Daniel? I'm filming the video of your transparent knives reblade probably Monday or Tuesday because I want to sharpen it first. It's pretty dull. Don't do that.
Sorry, it's 1 a.m. here, man. What do you want me to do?
1 a.m. Just take another Adderall. You'll be fine.
Oh God, my heart will explode, and I'll never sleep again. Or I'll sleep forever. I'll sleep forever, or I'll never sleep again. Those are the two. Those are my 2 options.
So when I first joined the Navy, they did drug testing, but it wasn't like zero tolerance. They would and there was a lot of shit they didn't test for. So I had a guy that I worked with, and I worked directly with this guy, and he did speed. Like he did
trucker speed.
No, I mean like
cocaine.
He was doing Japanese crystal meth. Like he was doing the hard shit. And I'm like, everybody that was like, bro, why can't you work as hard as blank? And I was like, I didn't want to say it because I knew like this dude's popping veins and shit in between fucking days off.
Right.
You know, he just not sleeping. Like that dude would work. And I'm like, I'd have to take a break. And as they would come down sometimes, and I'd just be like, "What's wrong with you?" I was trying to keep up with Blank.
And he's not possible. He has an unfair advantage.
It was like watching a stickball game on fucking fast forward, like double speed stickball game. Like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah. I've been prescribed since I was 5 years old, so I've been on it every day for 24 years.
I couldn't, I got diagnosed and they gave it to me. I was like, I can't live like this. I'm not doing it. I got ADHD.
Oh yeah.
But my dad was really good at, like, he could pull me right back and just get really close to you and just yell at you. You're like, I am focused. I am fucking focused. I got it. I got it. I just, sorry, it got away. I'm back on it. I am right on what I'm supposed to do.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Please don't drag me outside and beat me with a stick.
Yeah, I've been there. We got some Maryland boys still up. Damn, these boys are wild.
Well, I was hoping my friend that is currently in Singapore was going to jump in, but I don't know I'm an idiot. What
time is it there?
What time is it in Singapore?
Tomorrow.
It's 12:45 p.m.
There you go. It's lunchtime. He's at work. No, he's not.
It's lunchtime tomorrow.
Yep. Or today. I'm living in the future. It's still yesterday for you. It's today for me.
Yeah.
Get with the times, Mike. Get with the times, dude.
So Singapore, I have some great memories of Singapore, but one of my worst memories in the military was in Singapore. So Singapore year round, it does not matter. Like, you could go any time of the year and it's like 89 to 97 degrees with like 90% humidity. Like, you can, like, it's like breathing through a wet towel. It's like somebody put a wet rag on your face. And so we pull in one time and they're like, okay, guess what we have to do? Because we've been underway for so long. We had to do our annual PT test, which means that we had to go out to the field and do push-ups, sit-ups, and then run a mile and a half.
In that weather.
I forgot we were doing this, and I showed up hungover. And I thought I was going to die.
Yeah.
And
I'm amazed you made it.
At one point, I'm pretty sure I wished I would. I'm like, just let me die.
Dude, immediately, I would have been like,
take me now.
You know what? Maybe the military is not for me. Yeah.
I'm good. Just send me home. I'm good. I'll take a failure. What? I get 3 failures before I get booted out. This is the only one I'll ever take.
Yeah, I'll take a strike. It's fine.
Fucking horrible. It was so hot. It was like 90 degrees. It's like so humid. You could just see it was like looking through like fucking saran wrap. It was all cloudy. You're like, oh, it's so fucking humid.
Yeah, I mean, that's Ohio in the summertime. It's just like swimming. Walking outside is just like you're in soup all day.
But you never had that, like, okay, so this is one of the things that I noticed, the difference between going home to Ohio and then being out here or being in the tropics. The sun never hurt my skin when I was in Ohio and it was really hot. Like, you go outside sometimes, you're like, God damn, that like hurts my skin.
Yeah.
The sun is so brutal out here. Like, it just, you walk outside and you're like, it's not that it's that hot.
We have these lovely things. They're called clouds. They're great.
We don't
and trees. And we have trees.
We don't have a lot of those either.
We got a lot of shade here.
So my daughter and I were back on our way back from the ice rink today, and I came down a different route than we usually do, because I knew that traffic was going to be bad, because I'd seen there was an accident. And so I came down this one hill and she could see the area down in this valley where the houses and shit are. And she's like, wow, it's so pretty over there. She's like, everything's so green, because we've had a lot of rain here the last few weeks.
Yep.
But then it dried up and it got kind of hot, and now the plant orgy has begun. And I was like, all that green you see is why my eyes are swollen up and I can't fucking breathe. Dude,
it's getting bad here, man. I usually don't have issues with seasonal allergies, but it's been getting bad. It's been getting really bad. My grass looks great though. Yeah, you know? But as soon as that dry ass summer comes, our summers lately have been really dry, which is no bueno.
Yeah.
Very short and very hot and very dry.
We had a nice damp, cool winter, and it's, you know, it hasn't been too hot except for today. Like last year after we moved here, it's like anywhere between 10 to 12 degrees cooler here than it is at our other house where we were at before.
Interesting.
And we're only 11 miles different, but
is it elevation?
No, we're way closer to the ocean.
Oh.
So that 11 miles was 11 miles like southeast or southwest. no joke. I can go up the hill and I can see the ocean. I'm maybe 3 miles from the ocean from here.
Damn, you get that nice breeze coming
Fuck yeah, it's down to 77 degrees in the garage right now.
Oh, we got that summer breeze, baby. Summer breeze.
It's 72 degrees outside. It's about to start dropping down.
It's 38 and dropping.
That's
currently.
My dad.
I had the window open earlier.
My dad and I were talking on the phone one time when it was winter, and he said, "What's the temperature like out there?" And I was like, I was out here in San Diego. No, I was in Bahrain. I called him for Bahrain. He's like, "What's the temperature like there?" And I was like, "It's like 106, 107." And I was like, "What's it like there?" Because it was winter. It's like December. And he's like, I think it's 6 today. And I was like, that's not even a temperature. That's like an age. That's like a little kid going, I'm this many.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That's not a temperature. I gotta go light another mosquito coil. I'll be right back. Hang on just a second.
Skeeters. We got skeeters on the loose, folks. Keep your eyes peeled. Skeeters.
I'm coming, guys.
Don't worry, everybody. He's coming. Don't panic. I'm really hungry and really tired. So if someone could bring me a sandwich, that'd be excellent. That would be amazing. Shit, for a few years, I thought I was riding solo.
There they are. Yeah, see, these headphones are coming apart.
Good night, Stacey. Have a good one. Yeah, these ones are too. These are my video headphones. They're great headphones. They've just seen 10 years of use and abuse. These are probably my longest lasting headphones. 10 years, dude. Headphones don't last that long.
I'm going to show you a tool that I wished I'd had when I was in high school and I was using the Jazz Cabbage.
What is it?
So this is your typical lighter, and everybody knows that most fuck potheads have got like a dark black spot here from, you know what they do.
Yeah, tamping. Yes. It's a tamper. It's just for tamping.
Yep. I got a dispensary. I walked in. I was like, "What's that?" And they're like, "That's an ash masher." And I'm like, "I'm gonna need 2 of those." And they're like, 2. And I was like, "I'm gonna lose 1." And you can. So like when I had
I'm gonna lose 1.
When I was doing everything in the yard, in the garden at the old house, this was tied to the support for the canopy.
It's a lighter condom.
It just hung down.
There you go. It's got a little lanyard hole on it.
Yeah,
it's an EDC lighter tamper.
Yeah.
If I weren't so dizzy and lightheaded, I'd run something down to you, Cole. Thanks, Will. I appreciate you, man.
Cole, who?
Me.
Well, who were you talking
Will.
to?
I was talking to Will.
Oh, it was Will.
I said, will somebody bring me a sandwich? I said, I'm real hungry and really tired. Will somebody bring me a sandwich? What is that? What does that thing do?
It's mosquito coil. So it's incense that has the chemicals from the flower. No, not citronella. It's from a flower, and I can't remember which flower it is, but it's
ashwagandha. I'm just kidding.
It acts as a neurological agent to mosquitoes and biting flies. And you light this, and it smokes, and it smells like this one smells like green tea or pine. This one smells like pine. So it's
horrible mosquitoes here. Like I'm talking, if you're outside for more than 90 seconds.
Yeah, I know.
90 seconds. You will just be covered in bites.
I have a fogger. I used the black flag fogger. I fogged the entire area in front of the garage and all the bushes and the rose bushes and the side yard before I started the live feed.
God, I usually have like 6 or 7 tikis. If I'm grilling during the summer, I'll have like 6 or 7 tiki torches. I'll have like 4 citronellas. I'll have a bug zapper set way out in the yard to attract them all.
Citronella doesn't work.
Citronella does not work. It does, and I'm like, I have my legs covered in the spray. All right, we'll have to get some.
I'll tell you what. I will.
Dear Jeff Bezos, send me. What are they called? Mosquito coil.
Oh well, they're burner. You're not going to find these ones. These ones have the actual the pesticide in them.
Well, they sell them at Home Depot.
Yeah, but it's not the same. What's the active ingredient in it? I can tell you if it actually works.
Decorative terracotta burner for holding lit coil. Each coil this says citronella. These all say citronella.
So there's an actual mosquito coil. I can't remember. The Japanese ones have it. It acts as a nerve agent to mosquitoes, and so not only does it kill them in the garage, it repels them, and it smells like I have roses, I have pine, I have green tea and
It's such a nightmare here, man.
Yeah.
It's such a nightmare. Japanese, help! The Japs will save us.
You can't say that.
What?
That's like you can't say that. That's like a racial slur.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I love the Japanese. I love the Japanese people.
That's one of the things. Like back home in Ohio, like people don't know that. I'm like, I tell my friends that all the time. I was like, you can't say that. And they're like, why not? I was like, that's racist.
Why the hell not?
Why the hell not? I'm like, bro, you could use your head for something besides a place to put a hat. You fucking idiot. I'm trying to think what the active ingredient is because it's the same ingredient that's in the mosquito foggers. I should go grab that. Hang on, I can tell you. No, it's right
Welcome
here.
to Mosquito Talk with Mike and Cole. How's everybody doing this evening?
It is
Pyrethrum.
pyrethrum. Bingo. There you go.
I found them. I found some on Amazon that are pyrethrum.
That's the one you want. Pyrethrum. That's the one that works.
10 coils for $19.
Jesus Christ. These things last 8 hours, but these things are.
Yeah, these say. Oh my God. No. That's 10 count pack of 4. So that means that's 40 coils. Jesus. 40 coils for $19.
Yeah, but how long do they last?
5 to 7 hours.
Yeah, these things. Yeah, okay. So they're the big ones like this.
Shit.
The nice thing is this
Add
comes
to
with
cart.
this comes
Thanks,
with this
Jeff
like
Bezos.
insulated. It comes with this insulated
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, little tin.
Little tin, and you put it on top, and you just let it sit there and burn.
Well, shit.
And they smell.
I'm about to be out back in like a circle of them doing my grilling, casting spells and black magic.
Yeah, get one of those black flag Frogger. He's in traffic.
Frogger.
Get him out of traffic.
Frogger, get out of traffic. What are you doing, you knucklehead?
The Fogger. I have something cool here that a lot of people probably have never.
This isn't a
seen.
knife channel. This is a pest control channel now.
So I have here. I'm going to go big screen so you can see it. I have in my hand an old school Ferrum forge that has been around for a long time. I
like the old brassy bronzy.
Look at that.
Prod prototype.
Production prototype, and it's even hand marked like Elliott Williamson S90V and the date. So I forgot I had this. And it's been here for a while, and I've got to get a hold of Elliott and be like, hey, bro, I still have your prototype, because I guarantee he thinks that this got stolen because his car got broke into here a couple years ago.
Oh, no.
And he had a bunch of knife cases and all his hockey gear in the car, and somebody stole all of it. And I guarantee he thinks this knife is in there. So I got to let him know that knife is not lost. It is here at my house.
Well, damn.
This is S90V with
Mystery
Elliott's.
solved. Oh,
This is
a good looking
with
knife.
his in-house heat treat. Yeah, but look at that pocket
Baked
back
like mama's cookies, man. Baked with love. Yeah, that's brutal. That's brutal.
It's big.
That's
Big
a little
old-
rough.
Look at it. Like,
Oh my God. That's just unnecessary, man.
they didn't look like the production ones. Did not look like this. This is a production prototype 1.
It's like a Hinder flipper tab, man.
No, this is actually comfortable. Hinder flipper tabs are fine.
Yeah, that's
The knives are great, but then the flipper tab is just trash.
my only ZT, man. That shark fin hook flipper tab, just it's so aggressive and it hurts, and I don't like it.
I don't like it. Not a fan.
I like this knife, but I might sell this too. Anybody want to buy a ZT0562? I already reviewed it years ago. I've only been doing this for a year and a half.
Six months ago. Seems like
Yeah,
it,
right. It does.
Time flies when you're having fun, or not. Sometimes,
Yeah, working a second full-time job for no money. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's what YouTube is, man.
I think I told you, like this month, like this is the first month that with my retirement disability.
Yeah, broke even. Yeah,
my wife's paid, we broke even, and like I was talking about it, like a couple places that I was thinking about going to work. Like I look at it and I'm like, I'm falling apart. Like I'm literally falling apart. And now that we're like breaking even, there's a light at the end of the tunnel where I'm like, this could like, I could do this. I'm thinking like, I'm going to hold off because I found out also I didn't have to pay any tax on the sale of the house. I don't pay income tax.
Ah, that's nice.
Because we lived there all 5 years that we owned, or all 4 years that we owned it. So, and we didn't exceed $500,000. So.
Oh, I'd sell this for $200. Literally, I mean, it's been used and carried, but it is not a scratch on it in the box.
Here's one for you.
200 bones for the 0560 CF. That thing's ridiculous. What's that called? The traditional? No, which one is that?
Take another look.
What the hell if I know, man.
It's the Predator.
The Predator.
It's got some science. It's got some sci-fi looks to it. The only thing I'm upset about is like every place online, they're like, "Oh, there's a seatbelt cutter." I was like, "That's a choil. It's not even sharp up in there. It's not even close to sharp."
That's wild
like,
looking.
Yeah, it's nuts looking.
Crazy.
I am selling this. I just don't know how much I'm selling it for because I don't know what they're worth.
Yeah, I just looked these up. I can't believe I paid $280 for this. Jesus Christ.
For that one?
For the zero tolerance, yeah.
Was it, or is that like inflation?
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. I know it was over 200. I think it might have been like 250 when I bought it.
Because I know I was talking with somebody the other day and we are talking about a knife. I don't remember what it was now. And they were talking about a knife that they just bought and they told me how much they paid for it. And I was
it's
like,
crazy. It's crazy,
like,
dude.
That's fucking nuts. And then
It's
I thought
crazy.
about it. Like when I owned it, that was like 8-9 years ago. And I was like, all right, you know what? Like I know how much more my gas and food costs right now. So I can't get too wound up about that. I'm not buying it. I'm still not doing it. But.
Yeah, $25 gets me a quarter tank in the car. It's brutal. It's brutal.
Bro, it was $6.
I can't even. Yeah, that's why I live in Ohio, dude. That's why I live in Ohio.
I think it was $6.50 for diesel yesterday when I filled the car up. It cost me like $86.
We're back down under $4.
Fuck you.
But barely. And I have to use premium, but so that's like 40, something like that.
God damn, I'm not saying that I'd do fucking illegal things or fucking illicit things for gas that price, but I think about it and I'm like, yeah,
I'll ship you some.
Send me some in some garbage bags. It should make the trip. How do you know that was your family coming off the airplane? I was like, I saw the Piggly Wiggly bags wind up on the fucking carousel down here. I knew that they were not far behind.
Piggly Wiggly, dude. What a store. What was the other one? What's the other southern
Oh, Dixie.
Winn-Dixie.
Winn-Dixie. Yeah.
Winn-Dixie. There's a children's book about it. A young adult novel.
We have a Winn-Dixie out here, and it's open 24 hours, and it's cool because they restock shelves, and it's pretty cheap, and you can go in there at like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and anything that might not have been there the day before, back when stuff was hard to find during COVID. Go to Winn-Dixie after midnight because they just restocked the shelves. You'll be able to find shit that everybody fucking went through the day before.
Suckers.
And if you're like me, a guy that doesn't sleep, that's not such a hardship. Like I'm fucking sitting out here in the garage at like 1 o'clock in the morning going, what the fuck? I'm bored. No, I'll go to Winn-Dixie and buy toilet paper.
Good old Winn-Dixie. God bless her. God bless her soul. My car runs on friendship. What is it, a bicycle? Or tandem bicycle would be a better answer to it. Yeah.
You ever ride a tandem bicycle with anyone?
No, because I
have.
Someone would die.
You gotta make sure
one of us would not make it.
So my buddy was like, I thought these things were supposed to be easier to go up a hill. There's two of us. And he looks back and I've got my feet off the pedals. I'm just letting him fuck. Jesus Christ, this son. I was like, I wasn't even pedaling. Like, not at all. I was like, what? I thought, home, James.
God. Yeah, Kara's parents has one, and I'm always tempted, but I'm always just like, I don't know that. I was like, I just canceled the life insurance policy. Maybe now's not a good time.
You can ride them by yourself. Like I actually rode that one that we had gotten in. I forget where we rented it. It was we were in a campground, so we were camping.
Oh, just cruising.
It was one of the few times. That as a sailor, I did not just leave the ship, find the closest bar that had food, women of ill repute, and rooms for rent. Like I was talking. I forget. I was talking with Buddy Juan about this last night. I was like, living a sailor's life is like it's like being an aquatic cowboy. Like the whole lifestyle is the same. Like you're gone, you're out. Like
aquatic cowboy. Get you a t-shirt that says that.
I'm a water cowboy, and that's how you got the shit beat out of you at the fucking at the rodeo bar. And so anyway, like so cowboys would go out, they'd be out in the field and on the plains and doing all their shit for
out on the range, the open range.
And they would come back and hit the first saloon that had women of ill repute, food, and a room they could rent and booze. And they would stay there until it was time to go back out, and they would waste a bunch of money. And I thought about it, like that's the exact same thing sailors do, except instead of being out on the range, we're out on the ocean for like 4, 6, 8 weeks. You pull back in. The first place you find is a place where you can get all your worldly.
I need to
all your
eat.
world, yeah,
I need to
I'm
drink.
getting laid. I would need something to eat. I need something to drink. I need someplace to sleep. And a lot of those places in some of those countries and ship it pull in, that's what you do. You just pull it. We didn't get hotel rooms. Just stayed at the
brothel, so to speak.
Yeah, well, no, that's exactly what it was. We'd stay at the brothel because you could hit all those needs all at once.
You wild man. I'm amazed your pecker's still attached after the life you've lived, man.
I look back at it. I was like, how the fuck did I make it to 26? Because that's when I got married. After that, it was just cool. Like, I've been married for 20 years.
I meant to ask you, did you get, what was it? Was it 2020 was the last big cicada year? Did you guys get the cicadas that just cover everything?
We don't get cicadas out here.
Really? Anybody, people in the chat, people of the chat, we got the 13 or the 7 year this in 2020, and like every inch of everything was covered in cicadas.
I don't remember if we got them here. I don't think we have them out here in San Diego. I think it
might be like a Northeast thing and like down. Yeah. My way.
Now I remember when I was in like 3rd grade when we had one, and they were everywhere. Like fucking kids are running around on the play, like the girls are running on the playground. They're in their hair, like it's in my hair. Yeah.
Lonely Stacker, did you get the big swarm, like the big crazy where they literally are like every inch of every tree and every car is just red eyes and green wings? It's brutal. I was just curious if people in the chat experienced that last year, 2 years ago, whenever that was.
Yeah, I don't think it's a West Coast thing. I don't think we get them. I really don't, because I don't ever hear them. Like, okay, go to Japan and it's fucking insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's all year.
I love the sound. I love the sound. It's every year here too, but just those big crazy everything's covered. Yeah. Fish flies, yes. Mayflies. We get mayflies every few years too. They just paint everything down the Ohio River.
We used to go to Canada, and they have black flies. When we would go up to and go fishing in Canada up north in the summer, and they get black flies. And black flies, if you're out in the swampy areas of like a lake and you're fishing, they tell you got to take like a mask or a screen, because like not like mosquitoes, black flies will get clear up in your nose and they'll suffocate you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how bad could it be? Like, I had no idea. We're out in this swampy area out in the cattails. You literally could hear the mosquitoes coming out of the cattails, and then all of a sudden you're like, Jesus Christ, it's in my face.
Yeah.
And you have to put on like a gaiter, or they actually will suffocate you. We came back and they were just like,
fuck insects. You know what I mean? Fuck them.
I'm a little bit big for that. Did you know that female penguins, or not female pigeons, die after having sex? Did you know that?
Kind of like a reverse praying mantis kind of thing. They just like their heart explodes.
Well, I mean, the one that I fucked did anyway.
Just a mess of feathers and semen. It's disgusting.
It's like a really poorly made fucking fleshlight.
Oh boy. Oh, I was hungry. Yikes.
I was at the shop one night and I was talking about something and I was describing it in detail, and Elliot's like, you paint a fucking picture. He's like, I have now a mental image that I didn't fucking want and now cannot delete. He's like, he's like, you did that and are going to go home and sleep fine and left me with that mental image. And you're happy about it. I was like, yeah.
You're pleased with yourself, are you?
Yeah, I was. Like, anytime I could make Elliot Williamson go, oh God, it's a perfect
win.
Night. Like,
it's a win.
It's a win. I'm like, I can go to bed happy now because I made Elliot go, Jesus Christ.
Sharp. Somebody asked about the worn tack. I think I'm next in line after Neves, Gerard Neves. So.
The worn tack. When am I going to get to see the Nimble
gripper?
XL? Yeah, the gripper. Yeah,
the Nimble XL went back home. You need to get with, because he needed it for his actual because for the drop and everything like that. He said he missed his knife, so I sent it back to him. I had his like personal knife. I had John's personal one.
What happened to yours?
That's the one that I had his. I had John's personal prototype.
Oh, I thought you had one that was yours.
No. I got to keep it for like a few months to do like product photography and stuff for it, but it wasn't mine.
All right, I'll get a hold of it.
But the gripper you should be getting from Backpack B soon. I would assume. It's been a while.
So you got my address?
I would just reach out to him on Instagram.
I don't even know who it is.
Backpack B?
I don't know.
He has an Emmy. It's a television Emmy award. And
do I look like the kind of person that knows who has a fucking TV Emmy?
I'll reach out to him and make sure he knows where to send it. He's in Pennsylvania, so he's asleep now. I'll reach out to him in the morning. He's a sleepy boy.
He has an actual Emmy?
Yeah. For production on. He does the like the lettering and all the crazy like motion graphics for like Fox Sports and all of those stations. Like the ticker bar at the bottom and like the transitions and the big 3D Fox logo. He designs all that stuff. And you okay? Are you okay?
I didn't that much. It was more than I wanted. But I'm now stuck with it. So we're gonna have to live with it.
Chuck it. What do you think about that, Shaman, my guy? Huh? What do you think about that? Isn't that beautiful?
Still a shaman. I fucking hate him.
But it's got a mustache on it.
Somebody said they're gonna say, I forget who it is now because you saw what I just did. You couldn't see the cloud, but I still can.
It blurred out the background for a minute there.
Did it?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
That was a good one. It was a good one.
It was a good one. Nice and deep.
These ones hit pretty hard. Somebody's gonna send me the native chief, I believe. I believe it's Lacey. I believe it's Diva is sending me that. So I haven't got to see the native chief yet. That's a
good point, Lonely Stacker. He is kind of like the guy. What is that guy's name? Expeditions Unknown. From the Travel Channel.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I used to watch that.
Yeah, I forget his name.
You know, the only thing I watch now is like true crime documentaries. Like I watched.
You're my wife. Got it.
I watched the Nielsen murder tapes.
Ooh, that's so fun.
It's like
a snuff film.
No, it's the dude.
Joshua Gates. There you go. Josh Gates.
It's the dude in England that was a cop, and then they found out that he was like they showed up at his house and they were looking for bodies. It's like, oh, they were like, how many bodies are here? And they're thinking like a couple. He's like, I don't know, 15 or 16. He was like cutting them up and flushing them down the toilet and shit. And I'm like,
Jesus Christ,
burying him in the yard. And he does like they play the tapes of him talking. And this dude is like terrifying. Like you're like, there's no emotion. Like he just doesn't care.
No, nothing. Yep, nothing phases somebody like that.
He was like picking up, but they're like, he's not. The whole thing is like, they can't find like any diagnosis of him being like sociopath or anything. He's just fucking cold. Like there's just nothing
between those eyes. Literally
he's
nothing.
They can't diagnose him with any actual mental illness. He's just a murderer, and he enjoyed it. And there's no. Well,
he didn't enjoy it. He just did it.
Yeah, but there's no like mental incompetency. Like he doesn't have any diagnosed mental issues. He's just fucking
broken. A broken human being. Yeah,
he's just a broken human being.
Yeah.
But like they play the actual tapes, and I'm like, this is these people exist.
Oh yeah, it blows my mind. They are. Really
and then my daughter is like, why are you always worried about when you drop me off at the shopping mall to go to the ice rink? And I was like, because the second you walk around that corner, I can't see a fucking thing. Like, I have no idea what happened to you. Like, that could be the last moment I see you. And she goes,
yep.
She's like, oh, like that would happen. And I was like, and so I made her start watching some of these documentaries. And she was like, she got to the corner and she came back. And then she looked back and then she comes back to the car. She's like, I get it now. I get it. She's like,
I get it, Papa. I get it.
She's like, I go around this corner and you can't see anything that happens. And I was like, right? Like, I don't know. Like that might be the last moment that anyone sees you is as you come around that corner. And it terrifies the shit out of me. And I was like,
yeah. California's a fucked up place.
It's not just California. It's fucking anywhere. And it's being a parent. Like I could be in Alaska with a town of like 8 people and I would still think that because I'm a parent.
Right. Well, to be fair, if my cat gets outside, I have like a panic attack. Or if I can't find my cat for more than 5 minutes, I like freak out.
Did I tell you I had a dead cat show up at the front door?
A dead one?
Yeah, dead one.
How's a dead one show up? Just shows up. If it's dead, how'd it get there?
So the other day, my daughter and I were out and we saw this gray cat. And I was like, that's a good looking cat. I was like trying to get it to come because we put food up. I'll have to go back and find it.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Maybe I'll answer it when sweatshirts show up on my merchandise store. My wife is like, hey, like the dog's going nuts at the front door. Like dog was crying and whimpering and scratching at the door. And so she opened the door and there's this cat. And then she calls me. She's like, Michael, I think this cat's dead. And
Oh, God.
like, it's just like curled up, like it was asleep at the front door with its head right up against the door. And I was like,
been there.
And I go out, I walk around, and I was like, it's dead. And she's like, what? And it wasn't there like the afternoon before.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so our cat is so lazy.
Interesting
now.
place to end up. They usually like to hide.
Well, it's a safe place because we always feed the cats and shit like that.
Gotcha.
And the dog loves the cats. And so at any rate, so now it's become a running joke that I check our cat as he's laying on the sofa and not moving to make sure he's alive. And then I open the front door. I open the front door and everybody's like, what are you doing? I was like, just checking for dead cats. Like, that's
making sure.
That's our daily thing now.
Making sure we're clear. We got to make sure we're clear. I'm buying some assorted O-rings for pivots. Are there any sizes I should make sure are included? Shit.
I gotta find the question that my friend Mike. Do you have a go-to stropping compound brand? Have you seen a wide difference in quality of compounds?
I love that diamond stuff, dude. That
I don't like
gunny juice or whatever.
Yeah, I just got some.
Love it.
I don't like the typical green compound that you get at like Razor on the Razor strops, which is really soft. I don't think it actually does anything. I think it's just wax. I buy the green 1 pound block.
The big brick. That's what I have. Yeah.
Yeah. The chromium oxide buffing compound, because it's stiffer and it stays better and it's easier to get. It sets better on the leather. And then as far as the diamond, I'm going to have to agree right now. I'm going to say until KPL starts making something close to what Gunny Juice is making, that Gunny Juice poly diamond is fucking money.
Yeah, it's
really
great.
Good.
It's great, and it dries so fast, dude. It's witchcraft. I'm telling you.
I loaded my balsa wood with it, and
you literally need like half a squirt to cover a whole strop, man.
Well, I didn't know that at first. And
same. I drenched mine, dude. Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, that's like so much.
Yeah.
So the nice thing about the balsa wood strop is it absorbed the Gunny Juice and it's in there. So now it's in the fibers of the wood. So it's really good.
I've never used anything but leather and denim.
So you clean off excess compound off your strop after a while. Like here's how I judge if it's time to take the old stropping compound off. If I'm using chromium oxide, if I'm trying to put it on and big chunks of it are sticking to the block and it comes off, then it's time to scrape it back down to leather. If it's not doing that, I just load.
Do you just use like a utility blade? That's what I use to scrape most of it off.
No, I have a Kubi that someone gave me, which is why I had not ever bought a Kubi until I saw some of the new ones and realized that some of the Kubis are actually good. This is not.
Yeah,
I'll get it. I will get I'll get my Kubi scraping tool.
My scraping tool, my one-off Kubi scraper.
So this is very heavy. It's very ugly.
Oh, it's an old-ass Kubi. Yeah, that's gross. Boy. It's... oh, God.
It's not comfortable. It's really hot in hands. Only got tip...
oh, boy.
Tip down carry.
How old is that Kubi, man? That has to be like 2016, 17, maybe?
Probably. It's been the tool that I use to... You can see there's still strop compound. Only thing I do is like... I guess I'm like, where's my thing? Where's that ugly orange knife? Oh, there it is. And I scrape the fucking...
Jesus. Yeah, I just use I use like a carpet knife, like a carpet blade.
This feels like it's made out of carpet.
Oh, it's a different kind of carpet knife.
This is a different, like, they are definitely on a different level now. Look at that. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they've come a long way. A lot of those cheap Chinese manufacturers have come so far. It's really cool to see.
So fucking heavy. Like, this is probably the heaviest knife I own. I need to weigh that. I got to weigh that. I'll get my Get my scale.
It still gets used, Lonely Stacker. It's still loved in some way. You know, it still sees a touch. That Kubi still gets manhandled.
Well, it's just because I do things with it that I would never do with any of my other knives. It is. Are you ready? for that knife, which is not real big. It is 5
Ooh, big boy.
ounces. I don't even want to touch it anymore. 5 3/4 ounces.
I don't even want to touch it. What other man? Dude,
Well,
that's how much.
That's what my wife says every evening.
Oh.
I don't even want to touch it. Did you wash that? Why does it smell like a foot? Why does it smell like a foot?
Did you wash that? Those are some famous last words, man. Sheesh.
We were in a hotel.
Put it away.
We were in a hotel one time, and I was with my buddy Aaron, and we had picked up some girls at I don't remember. So we show up in a hotel, and we're both getting ready to do the deed, and I hear the girl that he's with go, "You don't have AIDS?" Or no, it was him. He looked at her. He fucked the entire evening up. He looked at her and he goes, "You don't have AIDS, do you?" And she's like, No. And he's like, "Good. I don't want to catch that again." And fuck, the night was over. Like, those girls fucking left.
Put it away. No amount of condoms is making that go away.
And so here's another one. My buddy Eric and I used to go to a place in Sasebo. This was before I met my wife. We would go to this place in Sasebo that was called Hostenbos, and it was like a Dutch village. They had the windmills, they had all the flowers, the tulips and shit. And they would hire people from Europe to work at the park to give it an authentic feel. So the Japanese people would go around this park, and there were rides and shit, but most of it was restaurants. And so me and Eric would go there because every season they would hire new girls, and they were all like European girls. And so Eric and I go, and we meet these 2 girls that were working. They were keeping the stables for the horses and shit. And so me and Eric meet up with
Horse
these girls.
broads.
And so they take us over the dormitories that are associated with this amusement park. And like, it's like they share a room, and it's like, it was weird. So it had a wall in the middle. So there was like a communal like living room and kitchen thing. And then the bedrooms were there, but the wall didn't go all the way up. It was like an office divider.
Yeah, like a cubicle wall. Yeah.
Yeah, there was like that much space at the top. So I'm over on my side. I'd already got done. And Eric apparently was a slow starter. And so like, I'm already done. We'd been there for several hours. He hasn't even done the deed yet. I've done it once or twice already. And so,
Hey, what's up?
So I hear him over there, and apparently he had went to the Y for dinner. And all of a sudden I hear him say in his heavy, heavy, heavy South Carolina accent, "What'd you do? Wipe the wrong way?" And I laughed. Now I want you to think about this.
During he says this.
He says that, and then I started laughing, and we both got so we're outside. It's raining. We're outside of these girls' dormitory. My car is stuck in the parking lot until 7 a.m.
She had a dirty coach.
Yeah, and so we're standing under this little awning over an exit door in this thing, and we're sitting like this. And he goes, I was like, "I blame you for this." And he goes, "You didn't have to laugh." I'm like, "No, fucking punch you in the fucking mouth." Yeah. "What'd you do? Wipe the wrong way?" I'm like, "Oh, fuck."
That's brutal. I probably would have thrown up, dude. If I had even just hearing that, I would have thrown up laughing.
I laughed so hard I couldn't breathe. And the chick, so they were roommates. The chick I was with really didn't say too much, but the girl on the other side heard me laughing and came over and that was a big mess. I'm like, "Well, I didn't do anything." He's the one that said it. Make him go stand in the rain. I'll fucking wait here. Standing in the rain for like 3 hours. I'm like, I fucking hate you so much right now.
Oh boy, Sharp Thoughts. Thanks for that emoji. Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
Yeah, the shitty peach.
The shitty peach.
Never seen a poopy peach.
The poo peach, if you know what I mean.
Poo peach.
Oh boy. Nothing kills the mood like a stanky gooch. You know what I mean? Oh boy.
Oh yeah. I don't know if I even have to worry about anything being taken down for monetization or claimed. There isn't any.
There's nothing to claim here. Nobody wants to claim this. Nobody's claiming this shit. No, nobody.
No, put that. What am I doing? Put that away.
Put the drugs away.
I was about to do something stupid. I was sitting here and I'm like, "Oh, hey, look, I put the thing in it." And I was like, "No, you don't need that."
We did that already. We're good.
We did that.
We're okay.
I did that. I did that one night when I was I was with my best friend Clint. I had my pen, and we were walking around. I was walking around Walmart, and I'm like hitting it. He looked at me and he goes, "How many times are you gonna hit that thing?" And I was like,
Till I pass out.
"Oh shit!" He goes,
You're gonna drive, right?
he's like, "Well," he's like, "we got a lot of other stuff to do," and I'm like, "I'm gonna go sit on a bench over there at the pharmacy. Get me on our way out."
I'm just gonna go sit down for a minute.
I'm gonna sit down over there near the pharmacy. At the
Oh
pharmacy,
boy.
it's like 9:00 at night, and we're at Walmart. I was like, they always have those benches over at the pharmacy area, and I'm like, I'll be over at the pharmacy sitting just quietly.
I'll be in the corner. Thanks. Yeah, the corner. Yeah, the corner of the pharmacy where you pick up your drugs. Yep. Yep. Just sit in the corner, man. We're all here, FFs.
Yeah. Let's see you do something stupid. Well, you've been here for 3 hours.
You've been here
already.
for 3 hours,
Fuck,
dude.
shit,
I might. Damn, it's 1:30. Yeah, I gotta call it. My wife's.
Yeah.
I don't want to wake up the missus. Me and you. The later it gets, the louder I get. I don't want things to spiral out of control here.
Well, I'd like your wife not to hate me so that we can keep doing these things.
No, it'll be my fault, Mike. It's okay. It won't be.
Jesus Christ, that is a big bug.
It looks like you're looking at the face of God right now. When you look straight up, your face is like really well lit. So you look like you're staring into the eyes of Jesus.
I'm sorry, Jesus. I've been a bad boy.
Jesus, is that you?
Is that you, Papa?
And with the clouds and like the big halo around your head, dude, you literally look like you're staring into the eyes of the Lord.
No, there's a big ass fucking bug flying around my.
Same thing.
Garage.
Maybe God is a big ass bug. We don't know, dude. We don't know these things.
That's an image that you didn't need to leave me with after what I've done to myself. I'm going to sit here and think about that all night. Thanks, Cole.
Hey, God, it's me, Margaret. Oh boy.
All right, let's get out of here. It's been 3 hours. If you're a paying member, there's a good chance I'm gonna put we're gonna watch Cutlery Corner Network and comment in the Cutlery Corner Network chat on YouTube, or I may send you guys a link to a movie because we might watch Doc Savage together.
Doc Savage.
So
quality film. Well, I'm going to call it. Love you all. Thanks for hanging out with me, Mike. Thanks for having me on. It's always a pleasure.
No problem. It's always
a joy.
I'm glad you're in a better mood than you were when I called you earlier.
Yeah, long work week, long hard work week, and then it adds up.
Just remember, just because you and I love a video doesn't mean that other people will like it.
Well, and here's what I have to keep reminding myself: they're all idiots. You know what I mean? They're all dumber than I am. Right? Not these people. These are geniuses. All of you. You're all geniuses.
Oh, you mean the people that don't watch?
The people that don't watch.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Fuck
or the people that don't like it. Idiots. Idiots. Tasteless, cultureless swine.
And you're going to
put me on record saying that.
You're going to get comments where people come in and they're like, "Well, you said this," and I'm like, then you go back and you're like, "I absolutely don't remember saying that in the video. You said this. Why would you pick that? And you said this and this," and I'm like. Just remember, you're only responsible for what you say, not what they fucking hear.
Yeah, that's why I write a script.
The same thing. So
I always write a script. Good night, everybody. I love you all.
Later,
I'm gonna eat a snack and pass out.
I'm gonna eat a lot of snacks. Lots of them. So I want to see that stash to the knees. So yeah, hey, if you're a paying member, you might see something pop up in the chat saying that we're going to watch Cutlery Corner Network, or you might see that we're going to watch a stupid movie on Amazon. So guys, I love you all. I'm not even gonna do the countdown. I want to get out of here. My eyes are very, very sticky and dry. I need my drops. I have overdone it a bit. I have overserved myself. So guys, I will. Oh, you're talking to Cole. Oh, okay. Guys, yeah, I'll talk to you later. Check out tomorrow's video at noon. It's going to be a lot of fun. I have a Scorpion versus Sub-Zero Mortal Kombat knife fight going on. I will talk to you all later.